I admit that in the past I've been a nasty. They weren't kidding when they called me, well, a witch. I find that nowadays I mended on my ways, repented, seen the light, and made a switch. True, yes. And I fortunately know a little magic. It's a talent that I always have possessed. Now here lately, please don't laugh. I used it on behalf of the miserable, lonely, and depressed. Pathetic. Poor unfortunate souls in pain, in need. This one longing to be thinner, that one wants to get the girl, and do I help them? Yes, indeed. Those poor unfortunate souls, so sad, so true. They come flocking to my cauldron, crying spells, Ursula, please, and do I help them? Yes, I do. Now it's happened once or twice. Someone couldn't pay the price, and I'm afraid I had to rake 'em across the coals. Yes, I've had the odd complaint, but on the whole I've been a saint to those poor unfortunate souls. All right, guys, how y'all doing? Cool. I basically made everybody just stop in their seats. It's great.
Hi, I have no idea what the hell just happened. I'm gonna be honest.
It's great. Go for it.
I'm gonna be honest. Every time we do a watch along, I'm greeted by Chris Clark singing and eating people as the devil. So this was actually 100 times better, him being Ursula. Things I never thought I'd see, or say for that matter. But here we are.
It's great. It's my only opportunity I could sing that song because I love that song so much. Anyway, guys, we are doing top 10 villain songs in film. Bada bing, bada boom, and I am here with a cast of colorful characters and creatures. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna straight to my left, right there. PJ, how are you doing? What do you think of villains? How are you doing tonight?
I mean, look, one of my favorite songs of all time is "Sympathy for the Devil" by the Rolling Stones, and then covered later by Ozzy Osbourne. And that should tell you guys everything. Like, when I wanted to be in the Schmodown before I became the head writer, I wanted that to be my entrance song because I think that villains are incredibly underrated in all things. I think that we undervalue people like the Grinch and Darth Vader. So I'm excited to talk villain songs.
Villains, the antagonists, the people that are in the way of the main character, and their songs are almost always the showstoppers. Evan DeGraff, how are you doing, my Mr. Monkey Wrench here in the panel? What are you feeling?
While I don't want to be your monkey wrench, I hope some people got that.
How dare you?
Wow.
I am thoroughly upset that you've put more time into the song for the show than the actual show itself today. I have songs that aren't gonna have graphics, yet we have a whole fucking intro song to a one-off suddenly soundtrack.
You're an asshole. I'm here now. James White, how you doing, bud? What are your thoughts on villains? Are you pumped?
Oh, dude, I'm so excited for this. Here with some of my favorite people, so it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, the villains always get the big songs, so you know a lot of the best songs in a lot of our favorite movies come from the villains. So I'm excited to talk about it with you guys.
110%. And two very, very special guests, Vanessa from Late to the Party. Vanessa, how you doing? What are your thoughts on villains?
Oh, I think villains are great. I think that they put a lot of work in the theatrics that they do, and I feel like they don't get enough appreciation when they do it because everyone just looks at them as villains. So we got to move past that and look at them as a person.
110%. And then we're here with the Miss Rachel Silvestrini. How you doing, Rachel?
Well, it's good to be back. I feel like I just talked to you yesterday. Oh, wait, I did.
Yeah.
No, I'm super excited for this. Villains have always been my favorite characters, especially in Disney movies, mainly because I feel like they're the most fleshed out characters. Like, you know the most about them. And they have, like, an actual personality for the most part. Plus, it's just fun to be bad.
Oh, it's so good to be bad.
It's so good. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's good. Wait, what?
No,
Oh,
Evan?
it's okay. We're
No.
all bad. We're all bad for good here. So, Rachel, I'm going to give you the honors to start off. What are you going to nominate first?
So, ooh, I didn't know I was going first. This never happens, guys.
Rachel, I think that you know exactly what should go first.
There's you don't know my list, baby.
Popping off mic. I think it should go first.
You know what? Sure, let's do it. So this movie is very near and dear to my heart. For anybody who knows me knows that I used to travel with bands for a very long time, and so anything that has to do with amazing musicians and great songs has a very dear spot in my heart, which is why I am nominating Beelzebub from Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny, because oh my gosh, this song is just, it's like every really great metal, hair metal, hard rock song. Like, it's the epitome of everything that is good and wonderful in those genres combined together. It's sung by the devil. It's so much fun. It's just this really great song in a really great musical, by the way. If you have not seen it, please go see it. It is a great time. And so I am throwing this out to the rest of you to vote yes, because you absolutely should.
Well, Tenacious D is phenomenal. Tenacious D, the entire movie itself is great. The introduction, Kickaboo, is amazing, and Bleeze Bus is a phenomenal finale. What is it, Evan?
Who plays the devil in Tenacious D?
No, we're gonna talk about it, Evan.
I know, but I want to know if Chris knows this.
God.
Who plays the devil in Tenacious D?
It's Dave Grohl, Chris. He's trying to trick you.
Okay, Dave Grohl. Okay, that's
David motherfucking Grohl, thank you.
You know, Nirvana, Foo Fighters.
Nirvana. That's sadly out of my wheelhouse of music, but he's phenomenal.
Ever.
He's phenomenal, and this is I'm definitely voting for it. Pat.
I'm really upset that Evan took that away from me, because I wanted to talk about that and make that the reveal, and he had to be an asshole about it. But yeah, I mean, look, this song is amazing. Dave Grohl as the devil is one of my all-time favorite villain moments ever. When it happened the first time I saw it, because I was one of 10 people who actually saw it in theaters, because this movie did not do well, but the music is amazing. It's got an incredible cast of rock stars throughout, because Dio's in the film, Meatloaf is in the film. I almost put the first song in here because Meatloaf as the dad is kind of the villain. And Jack Black, and he's got a great verse at the beginning. But this song is like every heavy metal kid's dream, and everything about like everything we grew up learning, where everyone was like, rock is the devil's music. Tenacious D was like, fuck it, let's make the devil the literal final boss. And this song is the representation of what happens in Tribute. If anyone listens to Tenacious D knows that Tribute is like their probably most well-known and popular song, but the ironic thing in that song is that they don't remember the song that they played. This is the moment. So this is the prequel to that song, if you will.
Yep.
And it's brilliant for that. Dave Grohl is fantastic. I love the verses just sing. The imagery is insane, and who doesn't want to see the devil literally rocking out? Come on, you got to go with it.
Yeah, 110%. Evan, what are your thoughts on it?
You're gonna make me vote against Dave Grohl. I don't like this. I'm really uncomfortable.
Evan, get out.
Yeah. Leave.
Out.
I know.
Can we veto a person?
I like this movie. I like the end. I like this. What this song is, but like, it's not a top 10 villain song of all time. It's also more so like a battle song than anything.
Oh, there's no difference. He's still
there is. There's a difference between a battle song and a villain song for sure.
I think there's it depends if the villain is singing the battle song. I feel like, yeah.
I'm gonna vote no. It's really hesitant because I can't vote against Dave Grohl, but I'm doing it.
All right. Okay. Evan's a no.
I'm uncomfortable.
So far, Evan's a no. Me, PJ, and Rachel are yeses, obviously. Vanessa, go for it.
Okay, so I've never seen The Pick of Destiny, but I did listen to the song, and I think that the song is fantastic, and it emulates anything, like all of Tenacious D in the song. Plus, the fact that you have, them going up against the devil and him like sing like a sing off with both, like it's perfect. And I vote yes.
100%. James.
Yeah, I kind of feel the way that Evan does because I really hate voting against Dave Grohl. It hurts my soul. I love Dave Grohl, but I have so many more great villain songs that come to mind before this one. It's a really good song, but it doesn't stand out to me so much. So I would vote no, but it doesn't really matter what I vote.
Look at what Jacob just said. Just
I love you, Jacob.
Everything. Yep. All right. So, guys, usually when it's the last person, their vote would not matter. but this is the section of the show that's different. I'm going to explain to you what the rule is. Okay. Right now, Bleeze Buzz got through. The motherfucking final showdown got through. The thing is, since they got voted through, is there anybody on panel that wants to kill it? And it's between Evan and James. Do you want to kill it, or are you going to let Bleezes go through because you only get one kill?
Like I said, I can't vote against Dave Grohl. So nah. I'm content with this. It's not what I would choose, but I'm content.
Okay. And James, you're good?
Yeah, I'm not going to kill it because I know PJ or Rachel's going to save it anyway.
Damn straight.
Goddamn right.
All right.
And Evan, you don't get to claim to be a Foo Fighter fan anymore, just so you know.
Oh, I
Don't
will
vote against Dave Grohl.
I'm probably the biggest Foo Fighters fan on this panel.
All right.
Not anymore, you're not.
Oh,
No.
Okay. Okay.
No.
Vanessa, I'm going to go to you. What do you nominate?
Oh, okay. This is when I think of villain songs, this is a song that I do think about because one, the villain technically didn't really get a villain song, but he does a phenomenal job at reprising a song that was in the movie beforehand. And I feel like he did a better job than the actual song was, although I do love the song. But I am voting for Prince Ali reprise. The way that Jafar sings the song, I love that song so much. It's amazing. And just, yeah. So that is the song that I'm picking because I think that he deserved a villain song, but he made another song better.
Rachel, I'm going to let you start.
Actually, Vanessa and I have talked about this before. Jafar is my favorite non-drag queen. He's so extra and so flamboyant and just every word is just so extra and dripping with disdain. This was not on my list, but I have no problem voting yes for this.
Yeah, the problem I have with it is just that it's a phenomenal reprise, but I feel like since it's a reprise, he never really got his own villain song. And although I like the Prince Ali reprise, I think there are more stronger contenders for the spot for the list, in my opinion. So it would be a no, but I still like the song, and I think it's a great addition to the nominations. Pat,
can I make a comment on that? Actually,
because I want to make a comment.
Go for it.
Go ahead.
Because I do agree with all that, and I actually think that he has a great song in Return of Jafar. That's the funny thing, is that he has a great villain song in The Return of Jafar, which for me makes this one a little bit useless in a way, because it is good. I actually like it more a little bit than the actual Prince Ali song, like to Vanessa's point. But if I'm thinking of great villain songs, this isn't one of them, because this song is not his song. It's a song about Prince Ali where he's being the villain in it, but it's not a show-stopping moment for him, for me. And so I like the song a lot, but considering I think he has a better song in the second movie, I have to go no.
Yeah, I think that's a flaw with the Aladdin soundtrack in general, is that Jafar never got his own song. I think that's his own song. I think that's a big kind of gap. Evan, go for it.
I'm going to have to vote no because I didn't remember the song at first. I've seen Aladdin numerous amount of times, and then I had to go back to and actually like, oh, that's that song. Got it. Yeah. And for that reason, because I've seen Aladdin so much, and it didn't completely register for me that fast. I'm gonna have to vote no.
James, go for it.
Yeah, Aladdin is my favorite Disney movie of all time. I just watch it as much as I possibly can, but that song did not come to mind. And because I didn't think of that when I was, brainstorming this list, I gotta vote no on it. It's one of those things where I disagree. I think it doesn't really improve Prince Ali. Prince Ali is such a nice, strong song where it's introducing the character of Prince Ali to the world of Agrabah, and this one was just kind of mocking it, but he didn't really get that moment. I wish Jafar did get that great song in Aladdin. Like PJ said, he got it in the later movie, but he really did need a big, powerful song in that movie. It would have made it so much better, but I gotta vote no.
Can I just say that's why I loved the fact that it was a reprise, because Prince Ali is this big, happy, joyous, wonderful, like party of a song. And he just takes that and spins it on its head and like flips the movie around and is like, oh, Prince Ali, not like you know him. Like, it's a con. Need I go on? Take it from me. And he takes all the fun. Like, it's literally watching a guy walk around a birthday party, look you straight in the eyes, and just start popping balloons and smiling. Like, it's just so devious. And that's why I love it. Girl, I got you. Vanessa.
I know. I got you. Yeah.
You know.
Jafar didn't have the monkeys. He didn't have the monkeys.
He's got a parrot.
That's part of
voiced by
Prince Ali.
Gilbert Godfrey, which is amazing.
110%, Robert. So what we're gonna do is, guys, I'm gonna give you the option, Vanessa or Rachel. Do you guys want to save this, or is Prince Ali dead?
I'm saving it.
You're saving it. Okay.
I have strong feelings for this. I totally understand where you guys are coming from when it comes to this song, because yes, it is a reprise. There is already a song that it has such a grand, scale with just the regular song for Prince Ali. But again, like, just the way that he sings the song, it just makes it so like smooth. I'm like, damn. So yeah, I'm saving it.
All right. If there's no objections to that, Prince Ali, Fabulous He is saved. All right.
Anyone else gonna kill it?
Is anybody gonna kill it though? Because if anybody kills it, she gets to keep her save.
You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna.
Oh, PJ.
All right.
I just can't have it. I can't do it.
Oh.
All right. PJ lost his kill, but you get to keep your save, Vanessa. You're fine.
That's true. Right. So you lost your kill on a really great song.
Yeah. So that's how the game is played. You can't save it again. So we're gonna go to the next one. James, go for it, bud. What's your nomination?
When I think of a great villain song, I want something that's menacing, something that brings emotion and dread. And the first thing that pops to my mind when I think of that, it's Be Prepared. When you hear Jeremy Irons and just his voice alone, it doesn't even matter what his lyrics are, but the voice just gets you that dread. That accent is just amazing for that character. And everything about that song, the imagery of like the hyenas kind of doing that Nazi walk, and you see all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's really intimidating, and I'm sad that we didn't get a really good version or any version in the live action. But Be Prepared in the animated Lion King, it cannot be topped for me.
Evan, go for it.
It's the first yes I'm gonna give. Everything that James said was right. You can't hate on this song, and also I think a lot of it, and we're separating the sound from the soundtrack, but a lot of it is how well they do the cave in the movie as well. So you get the darkness that is unveiled there along just with everything. It's a good track too. The song's just so good. It's so freaking good.
PJ?
It's completely and utterly haunting. This is a yes for me. Like, I remember the first time I saw it as a kid, and it was absolutely terrifying. Like, it's one of the all-time greats. Again, like, the Nazi look to it is so ingrained in my mind too. Like, it is the ultimate Disney villain song in a lot of ways for that reason. And Jeremy Irons absolutely crushes it. I love this song. Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a yes too. Be Prepared is written by Elton John and Tim Rice. It's phenomenal. And I like the boom, 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 boom. It's very, very, very commanding. And the bass is super commanding. And it kind of like amplifies half Jeremy Irons' voice and half Jim Cummings. I think during the take, like, he blew out his voice for it. So it's one of my favorites as well. Rachel?
This is an absolute 100% yes. I love how everybody's talking about how serious and somber and like powerful it is. My favorite part of the song, especially the movie section of it, is when they're panning up. No, it's when they're panning up through, like, it's towards the end, they're panning up the cave, and all you see is one hyena like drumming on a rib cage, and all you hear is a xylophone. And I'm like, yes, even in this dark and menacing thing, there's still like the funny and the silly and the ridiculousness. I love it. It is. I mean, I'm really glad that in the live action that they didn't try to remake that, especially since Nazis are a really big thing in our lives right now. And Disney didn't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole, obviously. But this is one of my all-time favorite songs. What is that song?
Oh, great.
Who's
It's
the
a song
Facebook
sung
user?
by-
Who's the Facebook user asking?
That was Ferris.
Oh, was it Ferris?
Ferris?
Yeah.
Hey, Ferris. What's
Oh,
going
Ferris, sweet child.
I thought it was Evan's burner account.
It probably
But
still is.
no, I mean, this is an obvious yes. I mean, I think as soon as you said "be prepared," we were all like, "Yeah, that was on our list.
Yeah,
of course it's on. Of course it's going through."
Saw that. He said that literally as it came up, all of us started nodding our head in unison.
Yeah.
Vanessa, are you in?
What's up, Dan?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think "Be Prepared" is when you think of villain songs, "Be Prepared" is one song that you think of, especially with everything that surrounds that song. Like you said, just it's very powerful. And going off of, I mean, everybody who did, like everybody talking about it, they already said everything that we needed to say because "Be Prepared" is great, and I agree with Rachel. Them not trying to make that song for the live action version of the movie. But yeah, I mean, I have it on my top 10 list. So
yeah.
And Jacob,
Also,
this is why you're not on. So go back and sit in your corner in
Ew.
Australia as the one person who doesn't like the Lion
No.
King.
Also, talk about another
Yeah.
non-drag queen drag queen. Like Scar is super extra, and I love him for
Yeah.
that. Like, let me
No.
practice my curtsy. Like, bitch, please.
Yeah, you won't get a sniff without me.
so
It's great. It's great. So I guess nobody's gonna kill it because it was on everybody's list. So we're gonna move on. Evan, what is your nomination?
All right. Hang in there with me, guys.
I vote no.
No.
Until
Chris didn't give me any restrictions.
oh
He didn't-
god.
We need to do brown things. So
It's the fun of
my
it.
song's from actually a beloved series from Phineas and Ferb. It's gonna be Busted. The Candace song. And what's so brilliant about it is it's so catchy and it's so on brand for like this edgy, not edgy teenager where all she's obsessed with is busting her brothers. And the theme goes along for the whole series after we hear it for the first time because it's so catchy and it's so iconic, at least for people in my age. I can literally go into any group of friends, start singing Busted, and they'd be like, yep, that's that song. And whether or not
Did
they'd
he
enjoy
just
me
age
singing it,
shame
it's a
us?
different case.
He
But-
loves to do that.
But you cannot tell me that Busted 1 isn't catchy, 2 doesn't like do a good job of surrounding that character of Candace, and 3 is really iconic in the series. It's Busted and Phineas and
All right.
Ferb.
It's cute. It's a cute thing. I wouldn't put it in the upper echelon of the greatest villain songs of all time, but it is very cute. Pat, go for it.
Look, man, I fucking love Phineas and Ferb. It's one of my favorite animated Disney shows of all time. This song didn't even like come to my mind thinking top 10 villain songs, not even
Well, I mean-
close. Like, I love it. I love that show. I think it's brilliant, but absolutely not. No.
Okay. This is going to be interesting. Rachel?
no. I'm sorry.
Wow, you're way meaner than I am.
I'm sorry, but like we're talking top villain songs, and it says, correct me if I'm wrong, but look up. It
In
says
film.
top 10 villain songs in film. Yes, they
Chris
made a
didn't
movie,
give me
but
rules.
nothing was released. I'm sorry, but no. I love Phineas and Ferb to the core of me. Whereas if I would ever have children, they would have been Phineas and Ferb. I love Candace too, but I also don't think that she's a villain. And so I like have to nix this on multiple levels, and I hate that you're making me do this for Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah.
I love how this is a discussion, though, because this is creative. I like it. Vanessa?
It's gonna be a no for me, but I will say that Phineas and Ferb is a very clever show. I think that when watching it, it is, even though it was on, on Disney Channel, it was really meant for, the children that have like the higher level of thinking when they're watching the show, because there was a lot of, storylines that were kind of awesome, but
It's
I
kind
feel
of
like
written for us, to be honest.
Yeah.
it was very written for us, and
Or,
that's what I love
parents.
about Phineas and Ferb. But I wouldn't consider this one as like a top villain song, so it's gonna be a no for me.
James?
Yeah, it's a no for me, dog.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
mean, it's a great
Yeah.
song.
It is.
I
It's
do
a
love that
bop
show, though.
for sure.
It's catchy.
Oh, it's sketchy.
But no.
Evan, are you gonna save this?
No, I have other big things to. I have bigger fish to fry.
Are you really
but
going in
I
the
thought we
chat
should
right
talk
now, acting like
Yeah,
we aren't
he
going to
is.
see you? You freaking little monster.
Well, if that's how we're gonna play it, give me
Hey,
5 seconds.
I don't want to take up conversation that doesn't need to be taken up, so I just talk to the chat because they're the homies, you know.
Can't even spell your name right.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a new keyboard I'm working with. Leave me
Uh-huh.
alone.
Oh, new keyboard, awesome. PJ, go for it. What's your nomination?
All right, so I'm going with one from a movie that's I think gets overlooked a lot, and I think it's one that a lot of the panel I think actually enjoys as much as I do, and that is Friends on the Other Side from Princess and the Frog. I really, really love this film, but specifically I love this song because one, there's something about like the New Orleans jazz style element to it all, but I think it also just shows a dark side of Disney that we don't normally see with the voodoo magic. And it really brings this character to life in such a very, very cool way. I love this movie to pieces, but I specifically love the villain. I think he's actually one of the best Disney villains of all time, to the point that the Descendants actually used him in their like live action movies on Disney Channel. So he has entered the pantheon already of Disney villains that people love. Dipper, I don't care if you don't like it. In the corner. It just really hits in all the right ways. I think the imagery is frightening and cool and fun, and it's just different for what Disney had done, especially to that point. I love this so much, and so please, panel, let's put Friends on the Other Side on this list.
Friends from the Other Side actually just made my top 10, and I love the song. It's great New Orleans jazz. I love it. I love jazz in general, but even though we're not judging it by the song, the scene itself, that scene is beautifully animated. That entire sequence is phenomenal from Princess and the Frog.
I'm loving the chat, loving on us for having this as a pick. That's
Yeah,
all I'm gonna say.
Friends from the Other Side is amazing. Evan. Oh God,
It's hard to vote against it,
Mhm.
but also like,
Is it on your list?
no, but it's a good one. It's a really good one.
Goddamn right, Keith David for the win. That's what we're here about.
I'm gonna vote no, but I'm not mad if it gets in.
Of course you are.
All right, James.
Yeah, it's definitely on my list. This was going to be one of the ones I was bringing up next. So thank you, PJ. Keith David is so good on this track. And everything I said about Be Prepared, it really applies here because it is this menacing and dark song, but it's also a lot of fun and it's really playful. And you see a lot of what Keith David brings in his live action performances brought out in this vocal performance. So yeah, it's definitely on my list. I love it.
Oh, phenomenal. Vanessa.
There's a reason why this song is in my top 10 list. I think that it is a very underrated villain song. I think with the visuals from the movie and the song itself, it just goes hand to hand, and it's wonderful. And I think that this song and the soundtrack in particular, it deserves a lot more love because it's very unique and it's not like all the other villain songs that we've heard from Disney. Because sometimes there are some songs where you listen to them and you're like, oh, well, that's a Disney villain song. Whereas this one, it really plays into the story. And like I said, Keith David, I think that he did a phenomenal job. So yes.
Matt Whitehurst, watch this movie the next chance you get.
Yeah, it's great.
incredible.
Matt.
Fucking
It's
amazing.
really, really good. And it's probably going to be the last traditional hand-drawn animation from Disney we see for a while,
got it.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I really hope it's not. They really need to come back. That's a beautiful movie, though.
Vanessa,
Robert!
you gotta make Robert
Robert
watch the
sucks.
movie.
I will.
Oh,
We have
James.
it.
James, somebody's amazed that it's you on screen right now.
Yeah, that's Ferris. Our boy Ferris is in the house. By the way, real quick, just before Rachel jumps in, we have a Streamlabs account. If you I'll put the link in the chat. If you guys want to donate a few shekels to us to help keep the lights on, we would love you forever. So I'll toss that link in the chat.
Yep, it's right there on the
So
bottom.
what's
of the
up, Ferris?
screen, too. Yep. Rachel, go for it. What are your thoughts?
I do like this song. I don't think it's top 10 of all time. Let me explain.
Okay, go for it.
Hold your gasps. Don't clutch your pearls quite yet. I think that this song is more of a Broadway-esque type song. Like I would love to see this on stage with like people wearing, black light outfits and doing the tap number to this, because this is by far the showstopper, obviously. And it's all, I just feel like it's more of a storytelling than a villain song, because it's super interactive with the other characters in the scene. And it's not like, this is my plot to take out. Like, it's not like an explanation. Like, it's not, I don't know.
I don't know. I'll push back on that a little bit, because the song is about his powers and what he's doing to get ahead. In the same way that Be Prepared feels like Scar's manifesto song, this song feels like that for this character.
But that's only like a small part of the song.
But it's the focal point of the song, that because they use those characters later in the movie, because he used all his friends. The song is literally friends on the other side, the friends that he uses in the third act of the film in all of his dark powers.
And it's literally like him turning Naveen into the frog at that moment, and he's singing it too.
I understand. I don't know. It never really hit hard. Like, I love the movie. I got to take my niece, who is half black, to go see the very first. It was her very first Disney movie in theaters, and the fact that it was the first Disney non-white princess, like. It's a very emotional movie for me. I love this movie. However, the song just never really hit for me. I mean, it's going to pass through, and I'm not mad that it's in there. It's just, for me, it's not in my top 10. So, it's it's going to go through. So I'll just vote yes. So.
Speaking of, it did go through. Does anybody want to kill it? Going once, going twice. Nobody wants to kill it. All right.
I'm angry about it.
Cool. Friends from the Other Side is going to the other side, which is good. All right. I'm going to go to my nomination. Now, people might have mixed feelings about this musical. It's one of my favorite musicals of all time. I'm going to save my one nomination for later, but this one is going to be, and we're in a climate where sadly racism is kind of still here, and it's a climate where this song kind of actually does have a through line for current mindsets of some people. Sadly, it's a song called Savages. It's a powerful song by Radcliffe. He's gathering all his troops. They're going up against the Native Americans, and this is still a very, very powerful song for kind of some of the worst people in the world. This still is their mindset, and it's still a very powerful mindset about what not to do, and the message behind it is really, really, although it's a very, very rough kind of message, for a deep message for a kid's film, it's a very solid message of this is what you do not want to do. And I just love Savages so much, and I think the music is pretty epic. I'm gonna go to Evan. What are your thoughts on Savages and my nomination?
Real quick.
Yeah.
We got 3 Streamlab donations in the last minute. Michael K donated $6.66. Ferris with $5, and Sean Sullivan with 15. And Ferris, like at the right time, said, "Did anyone pick that song in Princess and the Frog from the Voodoo Guy? And I love you all." So I just wanted to say, thank you guys. You're the fucking best.
Yeah.
Although the other 2, Michael K said totally not bribing the panel to get blank to number 1. I'm not going to bias anything, but if you've seen him comment on any Facebook post, you'll know what song he's talking about.
Wait, who?
Then Sean just said, "PJ, have some shekels." Hey everyone, what's up, Sean?
Yeah. Fucking Sean Sullivan, let's go.
All right, so
that's right. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys
represent.
You guys are amazing. Now, Savages is on the table, and I know that this film is very divisive for some people, but Pocahontas is in my top 5. But yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I refuse to vote anything Pocahontas.
I
think that I grew up in the Virginia area, so we actually had to sit down and learn what actually happened, and then turning around, we watched Pocahontas not for what was historically accurate, but literally what was historically wrong, and it gets so much incredibly wrong. And I think Savages does a really awful job of glorifying the facts, like, oh, we're villains, blah blah blah, versus like, this is some really, really bad shit that we're doing. And I think it glorifies the blatantly rather than not. Sorry, I stutter sometimes. Rather than look down upon it. And I gotta vote no, because fuck that movie, and
let me just do a counter argument to that, is that Savages also gives you the point of view of the Indians. Yes, it's glorifying what Radcliffe is doing, but it's also giving that entire mindset to the Indians as well. So you see both sides of the thing. And when you see both sides of the whole picture, it's a deeper song. Isn't that what you want? A deep song? But that's just me. Go for it, James.
Yeah, I really agree with Evan here.
Right.
Yeah, I was a history major. I'm not a fan of Pocahontas. That's one of my least favorite Disney movies. The song in itself, it's a well done song. Like, I like the music of the song and all, but I don't like the message behind it, just personally. So yeah, I gotta vote no on this one.
Okay. PJ?
I gotta go with the other guys. Like, I really like Pocahontas more than they probably do, but as far as the songs go, like, it's not one that I go back to. This isn't even a movie I really go back to. Like, I think I'm trying to hold on to the memory of what I had seen it in theaters as a kid and liking it as a kid. So I really haven't even revisited it. It's like the one Mel Gibson. That's the other thing. Like, Mel Gibson's in this movie, which makes it even more problematic than it already was.
Killing Native Americans.
I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Nope. It's a no.
All right, I'm gonna go to you, Vanessa. Is this go?
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
I see where you're coming from, Chris, but at the same time, I really, like this song.
This is divisive.
It's just, it makes me sad. Like the song makes me really sad. So I don't really like. There's so much better songs out there to listen to when it comes to villains, and so it's gonna be a no for me.
I got you, Rachel. Are you gonna put the bullet?
Yeah, I'll put the bullet. I'll put the gun between the eyes and pull the trigger. I mean, but to a point that everybody else hasn't made yet. But a comment on something that you said, Chris. They do have the same things being said by the good guy side, like So it's just. Like, in my mind, the villain song is either being sung strictly about or strictly by the villains. And it's just like they're both calling each other villains, and one of them is awful and racist, and the other one is like just as awful and racist. Like it's more of a sad, like, can we stop doing this song? But also, James, screw you. That made me laugh so hard.
You could argue, though, that the Indians are part of the antagonist because they do get in the way of the plot between Pocahontas and John Smith. So the main
Chris, stop.
Can we
stop?
Yeah,
no,
the movie was, it's an Oscar-winning movie, and it's got a cute raccoon sidekick, and that's all I want to say about Pocahontas.
All right. So Savages, I'm not going to say because this is very controversial. I didn't expect that. All right. So Savages is dead. Rachel, what's your second nomination?
My second nomination. Apparently, I have a thing for male villains that could double as drag queens. Who knew? So mine is going to be Ratigan from The Great Mouse Detective. That is one of my favorite. Like, it's just so flowy and just you just want to sway along to it while he's singing about how awful of like he is a self-actualized, like he's like, no, I know that I'm a terrible person. Like, I am the world's greatest criminal mastermind. I do all these terrible things, and he has this like self-loathing of being called a rat, so he's like the world's largest mouse. Like, it's just so much fun, and I love this song, and he's just so evil. I actually was debating whether to put this one or Goodbye So Long or Goodbye Farewell. But I love this one just the best because it literally ends with him killing one of his henchmen and feeding it to his cat, Felicia. Like,
that's a violent scene for that age. Wow, yeah.
It's so violent. It's so good, and I love this song. So
shout out real quick. Ferris donated another $10 saying this is for the Den members on screen, and in the chat I see you slowly. The pride runs deep.
Damn,
that's phenomenal. Love you, Ferris.
Thank you, Dan. Yes, color me surprised, Rachel. I love you.
Vanessa, your thoughts?
Okay, I do like this song. I think that, The Great Mouse Detective is a very underrated song or underrated movie in general. It's just not on my top 10. Like, it's not even like not on any of my list for good villain songs. It's great, but I'm going to have to say no for Ratigan.
All right, Ratigan is a no from you. James?
Yeah, I enjoy The Great Mouse Detective, and I completely forgot that Ratigan had a song. I did not remember that one bit. So apparently I don't like the movie as much as I thought I did. So I'm gonna have to vote no on this one because it didn't sink in with me at all.
How dare you hate Vincent Price?
Evan,
Yeah, what's up, Chief?
go for it.
Oh, you're saying it's not it? Okay, got it, Chief. It's gonna be a no from me, dog.
Wow, I figured.
We're going like that, are we? We're playing like that, Evan? Cool.
All right, Evan.
Someone's got a big britches on.
Pat, what are your thoughts?
I really love this movie. I love it more than most people. I like what Vanessa just said. I think it's incredibly underrated. And yet, for some reason, this song didn't even come into mind. Like, wasn't one that I thought of. So, Rachel, it's not personal. It's strictly fucking business. It's a no from me.
Well, Radigan, to be the devil's advocate, is actually it's my number 6. I loved Radigan, and I love The Great Mouse Detective. So it is on my list, but it is for now dead. Are you going to save it, Rachel, or are we going to move on?
No, I'm fine. I know that there are some others that are coming up but like this is it. I don't know. I love underrated and overlooked Disney films, and most of the times the villain songs are my favorite. So it's like,
no, I'm
okay with it.
It's not a terrible song at all. Go for it, Pat.
And I appreciate that you brought it up because it also brings awareness to the song, period, which is even better.
And go watch the movie if you haven't.
And the movie is great.
Yeah,
the movie,
like Sherlock Holmes. Watch it
with mice. Oh,
yeah.
Yes, Toby.
Look at this guy, Ferris. Wait, the P and PJ stands for Pat. Yes, yes, very good, Ferris. I love you, Ferris.
It's 110%. Vanessa, what's your second?
Oh gosh.
What's your nomination, Vanessa?
Okay, so my nomination is gonna be for the most cocky son of a bitch out there, and his name is Gaston.
There it is.
So Gaston's song, just the way like that song is, he's so arrogant, and it's one of the traits that you have to be for some villains. You know, you have to be like, you are always right. Mm-hmm. What you're doing is not being a villain. And I generally feel like that's what Gaston is. You know, he just knows what he does and doesn't really mind doesn't care about everyone around him. So Gaston perfectly ensembles what Gaston is. Like, he just is all about himself. Me. So Gaston.
I also actually like the live action version where they re-add the deleted segment of where it's like, say it again, he's a man among men, and they spell out his name and stuff, and they do the tap dance part. I love Gaston and the energy behind it. It's the yes for me, easy. James, what are your thoughts on Gaston?
Yeah, definitely a yes for me. I don't like the live action version as much as I like the animated version. But it's a great song, and even though it's LeFou that's singing it for the most part, but it's very much Gaston, and it made me want to eat 5 dozen eggs. So I mean,
yes,
and LeFou is still a villain too. Evan,
of course it's a fucking yes. Like it's Gaston. But the funny story behind this is, music and movies is weird with me. It either clicks or it doesn't. And this one's one I'm like, oh, it's a musical movie, right? It's a musical song. It's like, it's one of those until it was musical to death. Just let me make my point.
It's a musical
until it was meme to death by my friends over at the student theater that I work at, and I would hear it every single day because we would have one guy that we would just meme it on. And ever since then, Gaston has been probably like one of my favorite just Disney songs in general, just because how ridiculous the song is, yet how well it encapsulates the character. Of course, it's a yes.
PJ, do you like 3 Dozen Eggs?
I mean, I fucking love 3 Dozen Eggs. I totally forgot about this song, but look, man, I can't even not vote for it. Like, it is that good. And you guys know that, like, Beauty and the Beast isn't even one of my favorite Disney animated films, but this song is amazing. So, yes.
We're going to go to the person who was on tour with this show. Rachel, what are your thoughts on Gaston?
For 5 years.
All right, Sean, I fucking see you in the chat, you asshole.
Attaboy, Shawnee.
Brilliant. That's fucking brilliant.
Oh, Shawnee boy. See, I have this weird thing where I look really in depth into the characters of the villains, and like I personally don't see Gaston as a villain. I think he is a victim of circumstance. Let me explain. He was one of those guys who was told from a very young age that he was the best, and he, you know, in a city where what? Oh.
I'm enjoying everyone trying to figure out my fucking middle name.
But like, I don't know. I don't see it as a villain song. It doesn't, like, it describes him, but it's not like, he's not a really malicious guy. Like, he gets angry because he doesn't get his own way, but like, that's what he's gotten his entire life. So it's not like he's going against a norm. Like, I don't know.
Don't normalize this behavior.
I'm not trying to normalize it. I'm trying to explain it.
But that's what makes a perfect villain, though. They don't know that they're a villain. Like, they think they're in the right.
Yeah.
So that's
always the best.
Yeah, but they're not malicious about it. And Gaston's just like, yeah, I'm the best looking dude in the town, which he is.
Until he decides to take everyone and go kill the beast.
Yeah. We can debate this all day long. I've spent 5 years doing the deep dive into Beauty and the Beast, but fine, fuck it. I'm not gonna kill this. It's a great song. I know the entire number by heart for the Broadway version, which is the best version, by the way. Yeah, fine. Go ahead.
So you're not going to kill it. Okay.
No, I'm not going to kill it.
So Gaston does not get thrown off the roof. All right. All right, Gaston is in. So guys, just before we go back, we voted in Bleeze Bus. Be prepared. Friends on the other side. And Gaston. That is 4. We're waiting for 6 more slots. And who was Gaston? Who
that was Vanessa. So now it's James.
James, it's your turn, bud. What do you nominate?
All right, let me see which one I want to go with here.
Go for it.
This is, as much as he loves Scrubs, it's not Scrubs, guys.
I'm going to go with a song that was Oscar nominated from a comedy. Okay. And that is Blame Canada from South Park. Bigger, longer, and uncut. You're talking about a song in a movie that had no business being Oscar nominated. I mean, nobody thought of it. And then the songs in that soundtrack, just they're bangers, one after another and after another. And Blame Canada is the best one out of all of them for me. You get Kyle's mom singing this just diatribe towards Canada because her child has been corrupted, and it's so much fun. It's got so much energy to it. It's a lot of just the best things that you want in a musical. It's over the top. It's ridiculous. I love it. Blame Canada.
Yeah, Kyle's mom is one of the best animated villains ever. Vanessa, what are your thoughts on Blame Canada?
This is gonna kill me, and I hate to do it because it is such a good song, and I love the fact that they got Robin Williams to sing it at the Oscars. But I'm gonna have to say no because I don't consider it as a villain song. I just consider it as, they're hurt by what Canada is doing to their children. So they're just doing what mothers do best. So I'm gonna say no.
All right, but that's a good segue into another song, possibly.
Yeah.
Rachel, what are your thoughts on Blame Canada?
I mean, I worked at a movie theater right around the time when this came out, so hearing the song over and over has just like, you say Blame Canada, and it makes me giggle for a second, but then that like rage creeps up through the back of my brain, and I'm like, I will burn this place to the ground. It's so good and so entertaining, and my ex-husband is Canadian, so I always blame Canada. But I'm gonna have to stick with Vanessa and say no. I think that it's a great villain song, but it's not, in my opinion, like top 15 even. Hi,
Maxwell, what's up?
Hey, Max. Blame Canada for me is a phenomenal song. I love South Park, Bigger, Louder, and Uncut, and her as a villain is phenomenally funny. I love her. The song itself is not in my top 10, and just judging it by that, and just that the song itself, I don't think is better than a lot of other villain songs in the echelon that we have right now. I'm going to give it a pass, but it's a solid nomination. PJ?
It's a solid nomination, but I think that the movie actually has a better villain song later that I can't go with this one. For me, this is just not it. Sorry, that ain't it, Chief. It just isn't.
All right, Evan, you loved watching this movie blind on take 3. What are your thoughts on Blame Canada?
Oh, dude, I don't want to talk about that watch long. That was so stressful. I'm gonna go. It doesn't matter, but for James, anyways, I'm gonna go yes because the song was just so chaotic in nature, and like I want to make this. I want to make this list as chaotic as possible, as my next pick is about to come up. So yeah.
All right. Now,
Just trying to get you on his side for the next pick. Don't fall for it, James.
It won't work.
James, or Evan, I'm going to give you the option. Are you going to save this or are you going to let it die?
No, it's okay. I have other things on my list that I'm more than happy with. I just wanted to get that out there into the public.
No, that's perfect. No, half of it is just being able to discuss your favorite songs. Evan, what monkey wrench are you going to throw into us right now?
So I want to preface this. This is the first non-diegetic song that is going to be on the list. The song was made for the movie. I claim it as a villain song because it pops up the first time we see the villain. It's going to be Ops from Black Panther. I think what this song accomplishes in the movie and what the song also accomplishes outside of the movie is really interesting. It's actually a dual take on police violence and also how we also see Killmonger enter the screen at the same time. Some of the lyrics are actually like really cool, especially the way how we see both T'Challa and Killmonger interact with each other. It's produced by Kendrick. It's the songwriter is also on the score. Ludwig Göransson and then Mark Anthony Spears. If I had the choice, sadly it's not in the movie, it would have been King's Dead because I think that's a more encapsulating like fuck everything song. However, it's not in the film, so we're gonna go with Ops. And I think like a few lyrics that like really stick out, especially in this case, would be it takes all, you're dead to me, you're dead to me, you know what zone I'm in, don't care who you with, watch me do my shit, you're dead to me, you're dead to me. Really like does a really good job of like encapsulating Killmonger. And I think it'd be really cool to get some non-diegetic representation on the list because we're not gonna get that chance. And also Ops is fucking great. What's the better pick though, Dan? I'm curious because I think the rule is it had to be in the film. So it's Ops.
I didn't expect this at all. This is very, very creative because you're talking about a song that happens when the villain is introduced, but it's not necessarily about a villain. It's sung by him. It's a very interesting dilemma. I am going to have to just give it the Black Panther soundtrack is great. I love it. But it's not on my list, and I would give it a pass. PJ?
I can't go with it just because I was under the impression we were doing songs that were literally sung by villains. That was
Evan's being creative. It's good.
Yeah, Evan's being creative, and I love it. But I think that there's other songs that deserve to be on this list, and this doesn't even scratch that for me. So it's a no for me.
Evan, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Funny. Rachel, go for it.
I love the creativity of this.
Great.
But when you said Ops from Black Panther, I was like, what song is that? Like if you had brought something up along the lines of like, I can't even think of anything right now because my brain wasn't switched to that mode.
Yeah.
But if you had mentioned a song that is so iconic, so iconically linked to a villain, that as soon as you said the song or the villain, I would have heard the song or pictured the villain, then I would have been like, that's genius and yes. But because it's not bringing anything to my head, I'm gonna go no. I mean, the soundtrack is epic, but no.
Yeah. Vanessa?
I mean, the soundtrack for the movie, there are a couple songs on there that I do like, but the score is amazing for Black Panther, and I really love the score for sure. But like Rachel said, you know, when you first said it, I was like, okay, that's interesting, and I like where your head's at, but like it doesn't bring anything to mind. Like I don't remember that song at all, so it's gonna be a no.
And James?
Yeah, I gotta say, if you have to read off the lyrics to something, it doesn't belong on a top 10 list. If we don't know it already,
I want to make sure I'm quoting the lyrics right. Because there's a lot in there.
Yeah.
But I'm going to throw Evan a bone. I'm going to vote yes for him because he voted yes for me. So there you go, buddy.
Yeah. Evan?
Yeah, and that's Sean and Robert bring up a great point. So
right, I was getting ready to say the Imperial March.
Yeah. I thought about that too.
They're not
trust me, I thought about that one as well.
They're themes. There's a difference.
Yeah, the Imperial March is more of a motif because the Imperial March doesn't just pop up to where Darth Vader is. It's more like a representation of that score underneath the Imperials. So it's more like a score motif. I could say that the motif in Batman Returns with dun, dun, is Batman's theme, but that's Batman's theme. It's not really a song. This is a literal song though with lyrics, and I commend Evan for your creativity.
Yeah.
Evan, I'm going to give you the option. Are you going to save this, or are you going to let it die?
Look, here's the thing. If I save it, someone kills it, and I keep my save, so we're
immediately.
gonna fucking save it.
All right,
I'll
then
kill it.
you're
I don't
gonna-
care.
That
I'll
was
kill it.
that was actually a smart move for Evan. He played chess because you just took a big kill off the table. All right,
I don't care.
all right.
It doesn't belong on this list, and you know it.
It doesn't. Nope. I would.
It's a great point, but you're being an asshole right now.
Yeah.
Jeez. Tell us how you really feel, Rachel.
Let me watch it.
All right.
He's playing the game. All right. So that was Evan's. Pat, what's your second nomination?
So I'm actually veering off my list because this was a song I forgot to put on. So I'm sorry, Chris.
Ooh, I like this.
But maybe somebody put it on. Go for it.
It's
Which
one that,
direction?
it's one that I think we have a lot of Disney on here, but I want to go away from Disney. This was originally a Broadway production that was turned into a musical later by Joel Schumacher, and that is going to be the music of the night from Phantom of the Opera. This whole song is so incredible and ends up being arguably maybe the most villainous song in the entire thing, because this is when he tries to make Christine turn her back on the world. He takes her down to his and puts her in a trance, trying to convince her to join him and leave everything else behind. I think that there is something so beautiful, so haunting, and so scary about this song. I think that it absolutely is not only one of the all-time great musical numbers, but also just like, it's just powerful. It's haunting. It's amazing. I love this song. Even if it doesn't get through, I'm happy that I was able to throw it out there. But Music of the Night, I think, deserves a spot on this list.
I love Andrew Lloyd Webber and a big Jim Steinman fan, and this song really has that kind of quality to it. It's unfortunately not on my list. I didn't even think about that. But Vanessa, go for it.
PJ, I hate you for making me do this because it is such an amazing song, and Phantom of the Opera is probably my all-time favorite musical ever. And I agree. I think that it is just a lot of heart to it. But I'm gonna say no, because I think that there is a better villain song for somebody who I think is more of a villain in that in that play, in that movie, than the Phantom is. So I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking of it because I never really considered Phantom to be the villain. I know what song she's talking about. Go for it, Rachel.
Yeah, we're gonna get to know Rachel real well right now. I never understood why Christine went with Raoul and not with the Phantom, which says a lot about my choice in men and why I am single at 36. I love this show. I mean, I love this movie, the soundtrack. It's beautifully sung. It's such a gorgeous, like, it's just this man pleading this woman that he loves to love him back and, to come join him in like this world that he's had to build for himself. And it's heartbreaking and wonderful. And she should have just stayed down there because Raoul's a douche. But sadly, I don't see him as a villain, and I can't say PJ, why are you making me say no to this?
It's such a good song.
It's your guys' choice. It's fine.
No.
Well,
No.
I know my panel for Phantom whenever we eventually do that episode. James, go. What's your thought on Music of the Night?
Yeah, I always consider the Phantom more of an anti-hero than a villain. And Music of the Night was really kind of one of those songs that I got an aversion to when I was in high school. I had a bad experience in high school band playing Music of the Night. So I do not like that song very much. So I'm voting no.
All right. Evan, it's already dead, I believe. But what do you think of Music of the Night?
Sorry, PJ.
Sorry.
No.
Yeah, see, she gets
Can I just say one thing, though? I think that the Music of the Night is the Phantom's like power ballad.
Mm-hmm. It's the best song in the show, I think. Yeah. So
I
It's one
don't
of my
say that
favorite-
it's a bad song.
It's one of my favorite songs from Broadway of all time.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Considered a
damn.
villain. Yeah.
I don't consider it as a villain
But
song.
Pat, I'm giving you the option. Are you gonna save music of the night, or are you gonna?
Yeah, I'm saving it.
You're saving it. Okay.
Yep.
Does anybody want to kill music of the night?
Fuck.
You're gonna make me do it, but I'm gonna.
How many songs do we have on the list right now, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well-
We have. Give me 1 second. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 so far, and then.
So this would be the fifth.
Yeah, I believe so. One.
I'm gonna kill it because I don't think it's a villain song.
Oh, wait, I was about to kill
I'm
it.
sorry, PJ, but you,
He's literally
It's
trying to
supposed
take
to-
possession of her, you guys. I don't know how you can't see that as villainous. He's literally kidnapping her and trying to make her a possession.
He
not a
didn't
person.
kidnap her.
He
She
literally
followed him down the
he
hole.
puts her in a trance.
yeah, but he brought her back.
Oh,
And, you
God.
know,
All right. All
Yeah.
right.
But
Plus Gerard Butler.
when we have
Done. Yes.
when we eventually
Sorry.
when we eventually do the best songs on Broadway, that'll come back up. Again.
I'm really concerned what you guys consider villain songs when he literally is trying to take possession of someone.
Oh, yeah, but on
he's
the
trying to convince her to stay with him.
on
Yeah.
the
But it's not out of love. It's a possession thing. That's my thing.
He loves her.
He's
He has a very weird
He's
form
a
of love.
stalker, man.
Listen, don't. Why
He's
are you
literally
judging me so harshly?
Because you're literally saying that he's not a stalker.
I would be glad.
Oh my god.
I never
This is
said he wasn't
toxic.
a
I'm not here
stalker.
for it.
Yep.
I never said he wasn't a stalker.
All
I
right,
said
guys.
that he loved her.
No, I'm just saying. And Evan, it's not toxic. We're just
No.
joking.
No, not that.
Oh.
The discussion about love and possession and
Yes,
stuff.
Dan
Yeah.
Nye, Stockholm Syndrome, the musical. But when he looks like Gerard Butler, I'm okay with it. It's fine.
All right, guys, we're gonna go on to the. But speaking of Phantom, this
Joe's
is a-
making fun of me saying literally.
I say literally all the time.
Literally.
The Chris Traeger way.
okay, guys.
That's great.
Speaking of Phantom, one of my favorite musicals of all time is a film called Phantom of the Paradise. Now, I don't know how many of you guys have ever watched it. Rachel, recently we recorded an episode where she went into this blind, and I'm going to bring up the song called Faust. Essentially, this is where the main villain, Swan, basically takes over Winslow Leach's kind of performance, and all of his songs are taken as his and made his own, and this is kind of the song that exemplifies that in the actual film. Now, I know that's a lot to take in for right now, but Faust is a song by itself I love. I think it's in my top 5 favorite songs of all time. It's sung by Paul Williams, and I've grown up with this song. I love this song so much. There's a lot of nostalgia based around it. Now, I'm curious I don't know if you guys listened to that playlist I sent you, if you listen to Faust, but this is a very, very eclectic song. I'm going to go to Evan. What are your thoughts on Faust?
Chris, this is your Faust. You knew I wasn't going to vote for this. So
Yep.
somehow
Okay, so you didn't like the song at all, I am assuming.
I didn't listen to it.
Okay, great, Evan. James.
I did listen to it. I didn't love the song, and it could just be that I just don't have the experience of seeing the show or the movie. But for me, I would say it's no. But it's one of those things that maybe if I had seen it, like in its production, I might feel differently. But just the song itself, it didn't do that for me.
Yeah, this is my favorite villain song of all time. But PJ, what are your thoughts on it?
I can't do it, man. I don't love this movie as much as everyone else, or you, I should say specifically. And the song doesn't do a lot for me, so it's a no from me.
It's fine. Vanessa?
I've never seen
love you,
it.
Shug. I love you.
I do. I did listen to the song, and I have to go with what James said. You know, it didn't really do anything for me when I listened to the song. Granted, it could be different when you're watching the movie because it's out of context when you're just listening to the song. But it's going to be a no for me.
Oh, in the movie, it's very differently mixed. Rachel, what are your thoughts on Faust? You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I love this song, but it is 100% contextual.
Yeah.
Like you have to be watching the movie or have to have had to watch the movie or like have it memorized like you do in order to have such a deep love for this like you do. But I mean, you know, we had a huge discussion about this. Guys, if you have not seen this, ask for the link from Chris. It is amazingly ridiculous. but I'm gonna have to vote no.
It's basically Rocky Horror meets like it's very Rocky Horror-esque in its production. You guys are voting against it, and since this is my favorite villain song of all time, I am going to save it. So is anybody going to kill it?
I can't kill it.
I can't do it. I can't kill it either.
You sure? Okay.
Is there anybody else?
I don't have a kill, but Evan and you both do.
Yeah.
So I mean, I personally,
Evan looks like he's frozen.
Yeah, Evan might be frozen. Actually,
It is all good.
I think that
Evan,
I think he's frozen.
No, he's not. His mouth is moving. He's not
Is it?
frozen.
Evan,
son of a bitch, I see him
Oh
smiling.
my
Oh, yeah.
god.
he's not old enough to be like, let's just wait till his back cramps up. So
I
That was
mean,
good, Evan.
I don't know about you
Kill it,
guys,
Evan. Kill
but
it, Evan.
I think one of you should kill it. Personally,
I think it needs to be killed, guys.
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors.
I think you should just do it.
I
No,
do
none
think
of us can. Only you or James can.
No, I'm saying I think James should just do it.
and I think you should.
But James, you're forgetting it's on my brain to make this list as chaotic as possible.
But you're not the host.
All right,
But
guys.
that's what I do. So I'm here.
God, you're an asshole. I'm killing it.
Oh god.
I don't want to play with Evan anymore. He doesn't play fair.
Hey,
Evan just
Chris,
wanted to get rid of my kill because now I can't kill his next fucking thing.
it's true. He did.
Well, you know what? That's
Chris,
five.
what's on the list real
Well,
quick?
Chris.
Okay.
To let everyone know.
Chris have a
Yeah.
kill. I feel like Chris has a kill. He could save us.
I do have a kill still. Yep.
So.
All right, guys. The list so far is this.
At least I trust PJ, Rachel, Vanessa, and Chris.
Yep. The final showdown. Be prepared. Friends on the other side. Gaston, and I think that's it.
That is
Yes,
it
be
because
prepared. Yeah,
mine
it's
was
just 4.
Yeah. Yeah, there's 4 actually. Yeah. I did want to say Faust because it's my favorite and that's the game. It's my number one. So, but I get to keep my save now. Thank you, James. So we're gonna go to Rachel, your third nomination.
There's so many I'm hoping we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Evan's
Okay.
Yeah, right?
You're not wrong.
Shoot. Okay, I'm gonna go with. I feel like someone's gonna bring up one that I have to have on the list.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna risk it and say Magic Dance from Labyrinth.
All right.
I mean, everybody loves that movie. Gareth is 100% a villain, no matter how much I love David Bowie and that codpiece. He's like willingly steals a baby, even though it's invited by, a very whiny teenage girl. But also Dance Magic Dance is just one of the best songs of cinema of all time. And it's basically it's my favorite. I can't speak against this, and I hope nobody else does.
70s Bowie is one of my favorites. I love Bowie. It's a yes for me because it's my kind of music, and I love Labyrinth to death. Along with what's the other one? Dark Crystal. Those are two
Yes.
phenomenal Jim Henson productions. For me, it's a yes. I love Magic Dance, and it's actually my number 9. Pat, what are your thoughts on Magic Dance?
I will never vote against David Bowie.
Yeah. All right, Evan, the Monkey Wrench. What are your thoughts on David Bowie's Magic Dance?
I didn't listen to this one yet.
All right, Evan.
You've never seen Labyrinth?
And you had
How would
the
you
links to literally listen to everything.
I have been busy all day.
No.
I am a busy man with
It-
busy plans.
It is okay. The only caveat to that, Evan, is that you can't save or kill it. All right, since you've never heard it. All right, I'll go for it, James.
I don't like Labyrinth.
All right.
But you've seen it and you know what we're talking about.
I have seen it and I have heard it, and it's fine. It's an okay song. I don't love it. I gotta vote no.
All right. It's already a majority yes, Vanessa. But what would you say for Magic Dance?
I would give it a pass. I would give it a yes. I think that the Magic Dance song is crucial to, like, when you think of that song, you think of Labyrinth and you think of David Bowie. So yes, it's a yes.
And he kidnapped a child, which makes it even a worse character.
I like that Max.
He's the Goblin King.
excited.
Yeah, the Goblin King, 110%. But since James did use his kill, and since Evan cannot use a kill, this goes through unless you guys want to change up and kill it. But Magic Dance is staying. All right.
Anyone
We
who
wouldn't
kills
break Rachel's heart like that.
anyone who kills Bowie is kicked off and never coming back.
You could call them a rebel. Yeah. Yeah. Who am I on now? Vanessa.
Vanessa.
What's your nomination?
I am looking at my list because there are so many good songs that I want to talk about, but I guess we'll talk about our top 10 later. I am going to go with a song from a movie that is an amazing production on Broadway as well, and that is from Anastasia, and it's the In the Dark of Night. The song about Rasputin. I think that it is a beautiful song. It's fun but dark, and I love it. And I think it is a great villain song, especially for him.
Yeah, and I love all the support for Bowie in the chat. You guys are amazing. Dark of the Night is phenomenal. Fun fact, it was produced by Jim Steinman for the soundtrack, who wrote Bat Out of Hell and a lot of my favorite music. And In the Dark of the Night has a very Meatloaf quality to it. And it's an ode to Jim Steinman stuff. And it's a yes for me, 110%. I love In the Dark of the Night. James?
I'm not a fan of Anastasia. I don't have the nostalgia for that movie. I do like the song a lot, though. But it doesn't bring up those feels for me, like a lot of people will have for the song. So me personally, I got to vote no on it, but I really enjoyed listening to it. And it's one of those things that I think that if I have that experience watching the movie a little bit more, I might be able to put that on my list. But as of right now, I would say no.
All right, guys. Everybody loves this nomination. PJ, go for it.
It's a good pick.
It's a great pick, and I really want it to get on because I think that Anastasia doesn't get quite the love that it really deserves. And even though it really wasn't on my list, it's one that I really can't also say no to because I really think it's great. And I remember seeing this in theaters and being like terrified of it. It stayed with me. It scarred me from like a very young age. And I think that it's worked even on Broadway. Like it works. It's a great number. It's a great song. I'm here for it being on the list.
All right, Rachel.
This was actually the one that I was debating whether to use the last one. Because I was like, I have a feeling that someone's going to bring this up because it is so it's so iconic and it's such a great it's a great villain song that walks the line of like terror and silliness. Because his head does he pulls his head off of his body and it's like singing and rolling around and there's bass singing grubs going and it's insane and silly and wonderful but terrifying, and the lyrics are in the dark of the night terror will find her. Like he's plotting how to kill this sweet 16-year-old girl who did nothing to him but accidentally be born into a family that yes, they're terrible. But she was a child when all of this happened, and he has this grudge against her for just having the same bloodline. It's also who sings this one?
Christopher Lloyd. No, Jim Cummings. Jim Cummings, though, it sings it. He also sings "Be Prepared." Yeah,
so good. It's got so many of the same beats, and I love this song. And Anastasia is tragically underappreciated. I wish that this was a Disney movie, but this is my favorite non-Disney animated movie of all time.
It is Disney now. It technically is now because Disney owns Fox.
Yeah.
No.
Fine. In that case, Thor is a Disney princess. But
Sean, we just discussed this. It's not really a Disney film. It's just owned by Disney.
It's epic and wonderful, and I love it. And thank you, Vanessa, for bringing this up.
You're welcome.
This was actually the reason. This was the single reason why I kind of wanted to make this best villain songs in film, because I wanted In the Dark of the Night brought up. Evan, what are your thoughts on this? And I'm scared.
This is one I know. We're gonna let it through. Why not? It's a good tune. I can't hate on it.
All right. Okay, cool. Awesome.
It's also kind of a bop.
It's a bop. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's a bop.
Yes, Jacob, we literally just said that. We just said it technically is, but it's still technically owned by Fox.
Just because it's owned does not make it a Disney film.
Correct.
Yeah. Disney film is made by Disney.
Because in that
unless they remake it.
Yeah, and in that vein,
it might happen, which could happen.
That's one of the best voice casts of all time.
They could decide
Kelsey
to do
Grammer.
They could
Meg
honestly,
Ryan.
Bernadette Peters.
Yeah. They
John
could
Cusack.
honestly decide to do a live action version based off the Broadway production, and I would not be mad.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
No,
mad with that
I mean,
either.
depending on casting, but yes.
Man.
We do have three spots left. Yep, we do have
Four.
Three. That's it.
Four.
Is it
Be prepared in the dark of the night. Beelzebub, Magic
three,
Dance,
4, 5.
Friends from
Oh,
the
yeah,
Other
we have-
Side, and
we-
Guess On.
Yep, we have 4 spots left. I did the math wrong.
Alright.
All right, James, go for it.
2. All right. The one I'm going to bring up then, because I need to get this out there now, is "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch." It's an absolute classic villain song. You're talking about something that you hear at least 150 times every year at Christmas time. But it's something that it absolutely just brings that feeling of watching the cartoon, or of just the feeling like Christmas. I love the song. I love the performance of the song. And it makes me think of the Haunted Mansion every time I hear it, obviously. So yeah, I got to go with "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch." It's one of the best ones ever.
It's a very creative try. I didn't think about it until you actually nominated it, James. Sadly for me, I mean, when Mr. Grinch, especially when I'm listening to it, I don't really like it's a classic Christmas song, but honestly, it's never in my Christmas shuffle. I don't really feel like the song itself, to me, really resonates to me, and I don't really care for the song too much, but I do see how it. I know. I don't care for the song. I know, but I dignify that it's a classic, but I just never really care for the song "Mean One, Mr. Grinch," and I know that probably makes me a horrible person. But yeah, Pat, what are your thoughts on Grinch?
I really love this song.
Okay.
I really, really do. However,
But
in the same way that we took the Black Panther song off from Evan's choice, the Grinch does not sing this song. This is a song sung about him. It's not a song by the villain.
they said it was a song sung by or about a villain. That was the rules.
But I'm just saying, because in my opinion, because we already did that to Evan, and that was the like.
But that was to
groundwork.
Evan. Evan doesn't count.
I gotta vote no. I can't do this. I'm sorry. It's blame Evan for this groundwork having to be laid. He threw your song under the bus.
Yeah, the thing too is though that at least this actually kind of is memorable, and I remember it, and everybody knows this song, and you immediately kind of.
I didn't go that far.
Well, yeah, you associate this with the Grinch. Evan's pick, I didn't even really it registered to me. But Evan, what are your thoughts on Grinch?
The Grinch gets through, bro. Who doesn't know this song? Like, who doesn't know this song? Like, that's the thing. This song's just iconic. It's iconic.
It is. Thank you.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. It gets a yes.
It is iconic. Vanessa?
Like you said, it is an iconic song, and it is definitely a top tier song when you think about, listening to music when it comes to like holiday side. And it's very much a villain song because, you're talking about he's a mean one, Mr. Grinch. So I'm going to say yes. I'm going to put it there.
Yeah, that's the one I didn't even register. Rachel?
Yeah, this is there's so many ways to debate it, and there's so few spots left. Like, the Grinch isn't a Grinch at the end of the movie because his heart grows 3 sizes bigger, and he returns all the presents, and it's Christmas in Whoville again, which is weird because
he's a Grinch he's a mean person and a villain when the song is sung.
I know.
Yeah. Vote against it. You have to use a save. Someone's gonna have to use a save.
I mean, I have not used my save.
Yeah.
But
saying.
again, I'm the one debating about it. What's the chat have to say? The song is specifically about the villain. Yes, and that's the point. I'm gonna go
song.
I'm gonna go yes.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 against 2. I'm gonna kill it. All right.
Oh
whoa.
no!
Yeah,
I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
You used your kill on Grinch when it's like, okay.
No, I'm saving it. I'm using my save.
You saving it? Okay. So I keep my kill, you lose your save, and you lost your kill. I think I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So Grinch is saved. Okay. So we have Grinch, Magic Dance, Dark of the Night, Gaston, Friends on the Other Side, Be Prepared, and Belize Bus. The comparison to Evan's choice is wrong. This is about.
Thank you, Max.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know, but I was more just coming from the fact that we had killed a choice earlier. That's just how I was looking at it. But I also am not mad that it made the list. It's not a big deal.
Okay, guys. I'm gonna go to Evan. Evan, what's your next nomination?
All right. Well,
No.
I have some choices here, and I'm really confused on what to do because I'm worried that not like all these songs are just things you wouldn't think about, and like that's where I'm struggling here because I want to get one of these in, but I don't know what. Because the other one that I have on my list, I know is for sure going to get in at some point because Chris is going to freak out and have to put it on the list.
Oh my
All right.
goodness.
We're gonna go "Start a Fire" from La La Land.
Wait. Okay.
What?
Hear me out.
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear you out.
And
Okay.
and the way how the movie is processed, especially with the fight for Jazz, Seb's unwillingly fight that doesn't make sense. Start a Fire, especially in that point of the movie, becomes this turning point in the musical where you see Seb sell himself out, especially for John Legend's character. The funny part about this song is a lot of people aren't big fans of it, which I think is the whole ironic part of the song because you now have fallen in love with Jazz at this moment in time, and it's such anti that, which I think is super cool. And I think the whole the fact that they put a twist on the facts like, oh, you're not gonna like this pop song, I think is really fucking cool. And I actually like the song a lot. I think it's really catchy. I think John Legend does a really good job with it, but because of the way how the soundtrack functions, you're forced not to like the song, and I think it's fucking brilliant. And I would argue John Legend is a very pure antagonist in the musical. The second he's introduced, that's when things start to spiral out for both me and Seb. Because it's practically it is a new introduction to Seb's old ways. Like I said, it's not your typical villain song, but when you think about it,
The villain white privilege. No, okay, Evan, we appreciate your creativity, but
I need to go
Wait,
first, just because I have to run to the restroom. I just want to say no. John Legend is not the villain. That's a great song. I gotta go to the bathroom. So continue.
Okay, can I just say something? Do you guys want to do this in harmony all together, or do we want to do this separately as solos?
all right.
It's
There's no
apologize.
villain in this movie. It is a pure circumstantial slice of life. The fact that John Legend offers Seb a choice, and that is something that Seb decides to do, is his choice, which in fact might make him his own villain. But there's no maliciousness in it. One form of music is not a villain against another form of music. I like that you're trying to be creative, but no, baby girl, no.
we're gonna save it.
Can we
can
we get
Okay.
the audience to vote on this?
Chris still has a kill.
I mean, he's forcing me into my kill because this is not
Yeah.
getting on the list. I'm killing it, bud.
Thank you.
Yeah. You took advantage of the situation again. I regret having you on this damn panel, but okay.
I can't save.
You get to keep your save. Yeah, that's great. PJ, what's your nomination? I'm gonna go to James last, and hopefully he's back.
All right. So I feel like this. I'm surprised we've gotten this far without a song coming up from this particular musical.
Yeah.
We're waiting for everybody to lose their kill.
That's fair, but I'm gonna go with "Feed Me" from Little Shop of Horrors. For me, this is arguably there's a lot of villain songs in this film. There are. in this musical. But this one for me, where he is really convincing Seymour to go out and start murdering people, like, because look at all the things I can do for you. Look at all the things that I will do for, like, look at how great your life has started to be because of what I've already done for you. Now, if you start murdering people and feeding them to me, now look what we can do. There's something to be said about that. It's a dark, wonderful piece of music by Alan Menken. I love it so much. Let's go. Feed me.
Okay, this is a fun fact. There were like 5 songs from this show that were nominated by people who there's a lot of villain songs in this entire movie. My personal favorite villain song is one I'm probably not going to be able to get to nominate, but Feed Me is phenomenal. It actually it shows the manipulation of Audrey too, and I think that is what a good villain song should do. It exemplifies what the character is. It's not just saying they're a mean green mother from outer space, or it's not just saying, hey, I want to eat your boss and he's going to be delicious in supper time. This is actually a meaningful song that kind of dictates what his motivations are, and it actually is a good introduction to Audrey herself. So I'm gonna give Feed Me a yes just because of how manipulative, and it shows, and it just shows the manipulation of Audrey too. And I think that's the through line of the entire musical. And Feed Me is not necessarily my favorite song off the record. I think Mean Green Mother's a better song, but Feed Me does a better job of kind of dignifying and solidifying who the villain actually is.
And Audrey's a Faust-like character. Like, that's the whole point.
It's Faust again. Yeah, it's again going back to Phantom of the Paradise. There's something about that story. It's phenomenal. Rachel, I know you love Little Shop. What are your thoughts on Feed Me?
I love Little Shop, and Dan brought up a point. He said, "Feed me over I'll be your dentist." Interesting. Yes, and it's because of the reason that you just said, Chris. The dentist is a bad guy, but he's also not like the main villain.
That's a very good point, Teresa.
We are well aware, babe.
Yeah.
But Audrey too is the main villain, and like this, it's so dark. It's like I'm yes, just yes, just everything that you guys have said. Yes.
Yeah, it's a great song. Vanessa.
It is a great song, and I think it is a very, very good villain song, especially, it kind of is that plot of the story and in a very good way. Just like Chris said, I think Mean Green Mother from Outer Space is probably my favorite from there, but I would vote yes because it is a very good villain song.
Yeah, especially if only one Little Shop song gets on, at least it's something. James?
I'm gonna vote no, just because I have like 4 other things I'm looking at that I like better for this list. But I do enjoy the song. It's probably one of my favorite songs off the Little Shop soundtrack, so I'm not mad about it making the list. But for me, I would say no right now.
All right, Evan. I know you're not a big fan of the music in this, but what are your thoughts on Feed Me?
It's fun. I don't think it's one of the best of all time, and it's also just because I'm not a big fan of the music and how it was written in the musical. But I know it's gonna get on, and no, I'm not gonna kill it because I'm not like the chaos has yet to come. It needs to come soon. Right. But
the chaos has happened.
Oh yeah,
no. He has the last kill.
Yep. So Evan, are you gonna give it? Are you gonna
say
yes?
Invited him.
All right, cool. So I think we're all good for Feed Me. So right now we have Feed Me, which is 1. You're Mr. Grinch 2. In the Dark of the Night 3. Magic Dance 4. Gaston 5. Friends on the Other Side 6. Be Prepared 7. Bleeze Buzz 8. And we have 2 more spots left. I've been doing the math correctly. Yes. Okay, so that was that was PJ's nomination. All right, for me, I'm gonna have to go because this is my second favorite musical of all time, and I think Evan knows what I'm about to nominate. Essentially, there's not a lot of child-friendly songs about sodomy, but this one, Yeah. This one is as child friendly as you can get, and it's Heaven's Light Hellfire by the great Tony J. Oh wait, yeah.
I was so worried for a second. I was like,
I know.
I didn't know where that was
wait,
going.
wait.
Yeah, I was very confused.
down. No pun intended.
Okay.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
No, yeah, but you get what I'm saying. It's basically his lust for the Gypsy Esmeralda, and it really kind of dictates who Frollo actually is. And I like how its use of the main theme, boom, is actually put in a minor key and used as the through line of the actual chorus. And I think musically, this entire soundtrack is very orchestral. It's very gothic. It's very chorus heavy. It's very church, and it's very theatrical. And especially the prelude, Heaven's Light, gives a very good kind of optimistic light before you get into Hellfire about the lusts of Count Dooku, Count Frollo of Count
Wow.
Frollo.
Brilliant.
I love how I can speak right now.
One evil white man is not exchangeable for another evil white
I had
man.
no idea Christopher Lee was in the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
He would have sung a great Hellfire. James, what are your thoughts on Hellfire?
I'm not a big fan of Hunchback. It's weird. It's like that late 90s,
Okay.
Disney that I wasn't a big fan of, but I do really appreciate the song. Listening to it, I see where everybody comes from, but I don't have that feeling of nostalgia. I don't have that feeling of really growing up with that song. So for me, I would say no, but it wouldn't annoy me. It wouldn't phase me if it was on the list, because I know so many people have a lot of love for Hellfire. So I will say no, but I'm fine with it making the list if it does.
Yeah, I have an interesting tidbit after we're done with these votes.
Hey, Jill, that's rude.
Pat.
What did she
I'm
say?
literally doing this for the chat because I'm actually not the biggest fan of Hunchback, but because they've all been here with us to this point, I'm voting yes for Hellfire.
Okay, yeah. Vanessa?
I am also not really big on Hunchback.
Yeah.
I think it was my least watched when I was a kid. I think I watched it in theaters and then maybe one or two times after that, and I've never watched it since. But I think that when you're talking about villain songs, it is a good villain song. It's very creepy villain song, especially for him. So I am gonna go. I'm gonna say yes because it is a villain song.
Rachel.
Of course, Frollo is one of just the worst people.
Real quick. How are
we voted yes?
We voted yes.
Bill. We're all saying yes.
It's just me. I'm the only one that's wrong. It's okay.
Hell yes,
No, I love this song, but it literally is an embodiment of all of the hypocrisy that the church, especially when this came out. This was when right around the same time that all of the priests were getting outed for, child molestation. So this song was super powerful in showing the hypocrisy of the church and like all the people in charge of it that are supposed to be looking after literally the souls of the people that are coming to them for guidance. So this song is incredibly powerful. It's incredibly creepy. He is all like, he smells her during the, like, no, Twitch, no.
I mean, I feel like the actual story behind it too, like the history is like super creepy as well.
Yeah. So this is a definite yes. This is in my like top. Yes. 100%.
Yeah. A fun fact is the majority of this panel didn't have Hellfire, and I was surprised about that. But Evan, what are your thoughts on Hellfire?
I love this song. I think it's absolutely incredible. It's one of the few like Disney villain songs like that. Be Prepared. Gaston's a little different than those two, I would say, but like just absolutely floors me. When I saw it for the first time, it was like barely 2 weeks ago at this point. I was shocked. I think it's the only like great song that soundtrack has, and like far and few like stands out above the rest, and it's so goddamn good. Yes, all the way.
All right, so Hellfire gets in as number 9. Okay, so this leaves one more spot This leaves one more spot.
This puts
And-
so much pressure on me.
And I don't know.
The three of you on the bottom got to come hard here because we got to make sure.
Okay.
I've
Evan-
got
Evan
my
can't
picks. I know
save.
what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, because Evan has a save still, I think. So go for it,
Pressure.
Rachel.
I have a
still
save and a
too.
kill.
I will start. Yeah, you do.
I
too,
have
and
I
we
have
do
a save.
too.
So if he kills, we can save it. So it's fine.
Cool.
Okay, my nomination, because I have a really good one that's kind of out there, but we'll talk about that when we talk about our lists.
Yeah.
I'm gonna nominate because this song is so manipulative. It is.
Do it, Rachel. Do it.
It is. It's pulling the strings of the mind of a girl who just all she wants is to be loved, and this is the only person that has been in her life, and she is just playing her like a marionette, and that is Mother Knows Best from Tangled.
Oh, wait, I put the wrong thing up. Okay.
Ooh.
What did you put up?
I was about to put Poor Unfortunate Soul.
No, you know my stance on this.
Yeah.
No, Mother Knows Best. This is, I mean, she is, Mother Gothel is one of the most awful creatures in Disney's cinema. She is so self-centered. Everything she does is self-serving. She kidnaps this poor girl because she is literally the physical embodiment of the only thing that is keeping her alive. And so she is placating and manipulating and twisting, and she has ripped this poor girl from her family for her entire, memory to life. And she is using everything she can to scare her away from everything else and just to stay with her, not because it's good for her, but because it's good for Mother Gothel. And it's so evil in that sense. And that is why I am nominating Mother Knows Best.
Yeah. Unfortunately for me, it's not on my top list. I mean, it's a great scene, but the song really doesn't do much for me as a song itself. And being that there's only one more spot left, I'm going to actually regrettably say no to Mother Knows Best, but it's a great nomination. James, what are your thoughts on Mother Knows Best?
It's a really good song. Jacob said it was my choice next, so I don't know. But
Wait, what? Okay.
No, because we're going.
Come on. No,
We're
I
going
don't know. I'm just looking at the chat. No, I love Mother Knows Best. It was on my top 10 list, but it is below something else I believe should be in our list. I cannot vote for Mother Knows Best over this song, so I'm going to have to say no to it, even though it is a really good song. And it's one of those things where it's almost Stockholm Syndrome there too, because Mother Gothel really, she is a villain, but she has what in her mind is what the best interest for Rapunzel is. So I mean, they have that chaotic relationship in her mind. It's what the best interest for.
Wait, in Mother Gothel's mind, you think that she has Rapunzel's best interest in mind?
It's selfish. It's her own interest is definitely
She's not
involved
trying
in
to
there.
keep her safe so she can, so she doesn't get harmed. She's trying to keep her safe so she doesn't die, so that she can suck the life out of her.
Right, but she
Literally.
does love her at the same time.
No, she doesn't. She loves what she
She
represents.
does. No, she loves her
If there
too.
was another girl that had gotten that done to their hair, she would have taken them. She doesn't give a shit about Rapunzel.
I disagree. I think she still loves her too. She grew up basically, raising her as her own. So I know she has that attachment there. But no, I do. I love that song, and I love Mother Gothel, but I can't pick it above what I would otherwise say. So I'm gonna say.
All right. Vanessa?
Mother Knows Best is a great villain song for sure, but it didn't make my top 10 either. When I talked to
it's
Rachel,
on mine.
When I talked to Rachel and she said it, I was like, oh, I totally forgot about that song because it is a good song. She's just trying to convince Rapunzel that what she's doing for her is the best for her. Like you said, she's trying to do it. However, because it's not on my top 10, I'm going to say no.
All right. Pat?
It's a yes for me. It was on my top 10. I love this song. I think it's one of the best animated Disney villain songs. I think that there's something about, it's a little Stockholm Syndrome, but she's also literally keeping her in a cage essentially to use her. It's 100% selfish. It's a great song in a very great film. Yes, for me at least.
All right, Evan.
I got this really, really weird relationship with Tangled. I think the movie's really solid, but it doesn't stick with me. And I think I finally figured it out. It's the music. don't remember any of the songs from the movie, despite me seeing it 2 to 3 times. So it's gonna be a no for me, which is weird because I really want to like this film.
Okay.
Music
Nobody has a save left that isn't a yes.
I do.
You
I
do?
have a save.
Oh, you do.
I
Oh, you
will
do.
save this.
Oh God. Okay.
And Evan, you're the only one that can kill it.
Yeah.
Oh snap!
bam, gone.
Done.
All
No more
right.
kills. Let's do this.
All right. This is now completely democracy now.
Oh,
Complete and utter
gosh.
democracy. All right. Mother knows best, so I'm gonna go to Vanessa.
Okay, so this one was on my list, and I think that the movie is great, but I think that this song is tops the movie, and it makes such a good like villain fun song, and that's the Oogie Boogie song.
I
Mhm.
agree with Matt.
Yeah. Evan clearly hates Alan Menken. Yes. Yeah.
Honestly, like it's so weird. A lot of I think like it's, and it could just be me thing. Like I just don't think a lot of music that he has written sticks with me as much as I think it should.
Well, to be fair,
which
you
is a me
did
thing, probably.
you did like Hellfire, but yeah, Oogie Boogie, Vanessa. Is that
Oogie
you?
Boogie is mine because I think it's just so menacing, and he's just playing and having fun with his toys, and you know somebody's life is on the line. So yeah, it's Oogie Boogie.
Well. I love Oogie Boogie. I love the voice. I love like the kind of like scat he does, and I love on the soundtrack version. Like there's like an extra verse about like a bunch of bugs going into his pie. It's great. Rachel.
No.
Oh no.
No, this wasn't on my list. This song doesn't stick with me. Like Oogie's a fun character, but I was never scared of him. Like especially in comparison to Mother Knows Best, like this song just doesn't hit it for me. Like I just don't care. No.
All right. Evan.
It's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Oh,
It's fine, but it's not. That's not hard hitting.
Oh, it's not hard. James.
Yeah, I also got to say no. It's a fun song. I do enjoy it. It was on my honorable mentions. It was not in my top 10. But there's one glaring omission to this list that needs to be brought up, and I cannot, in good conscience, vote for this when that hasn't been brought up.
It's gonna be
All
interesting.
right. Pat, did you say yes or no?
You have not even come to me yet.
Oh yeah, Pat, go for it.
This is an absolute fucking yes.
Yeah.
This song is great. The music in Nightmare gets overlooked a lot in the pantheon of things that Disney has done. I think that this song is fantastic. It's a cult film. It's not really like maybe now because of Haunted Mansion, but for the longest time, it was really the redheaded stepchild. Disney didn't even want to admit that they made it. It was released under Touchstone. It wasn't until it became popular. It's still a cult film to me. And so because of that, I've always had an admiration for it. I had the VHS when it was still like the Touchstone release. Like it wasn't actually a Disney release. To me, this is one of those songs that absolutely sticks with me all the time. I love it to death. Yes, absolutely. Oogie Boogie song.
All right, so we're in a tiebreaker situation. So 3 of us say yes, me, Pat, and Vanessa, and 3 of us say no. We're gonna go to
That is overwhelmingly no already.
No.
We're gonna override the chat. No, okay. No, okay. Oogie Boogie is dead. It got crushed. All right, sorry, Oogie Boogie. Sorry, Vanessa. Oogie Boogie died. All right, so Oogie is dead.
Can I just say something before James goes? Because I know what this is going to happen. Can I go last? I need to rest my voice for the diatribe I need to give after James's nomination.
All right, so I'm gonna go to you last.
I'll be right back real quick, guys. Sorry.
All right.
Wait,
okay.
Rachel, you should go first for that
No.
reason.
Not gonna. Well, sure.
Oh,
Either way.
Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, James, what is your nomination?
All right, I literally cannot believe that nobody has brought this up yet. I was saving it, talking about everything else because I was waiting for somebody to say, "Poor unfortunate souls" from The Little Mermaid, Ursula's big song. It is one of the best villain songs of all time. I can't believe nobody has brought it up. It's not my favorite of the villain songs or even of the Disney villain songs, but it's still one of the best that you're ever going to get. I don't know what's going on with Vanessa's camera, but it's amazing right now. But I absolutely, it's such a great song, and gives so much exposition without being over the top and banging you on the head with it. And I love it. I don't know why everybody hasn't mentioned it already, so I've got to go with Poor Unfortunate Souls. What say you?
Evan, what do you say?
I'm with Rachel on this one. I already know what she's voting. My just general issues. I'm not a big fan of The Little Mermaid either. I didn't grow up with that movie like other people did. I think the story's not that great, to be honest. And I don't think Ursula works in the way how she should. I don't really fear Ursula at all. I think she's scarier as an animatronic over at Disney World. She's on the Little Mermaid ride in Disney World, and I don't think the song really helps her case. All
right, Vanessa, great camera work, by the way. That was fun.
Yeah, sorry, I had to put it on there. I am so sorry.
That's fine. What are your thoughts on Poor Unfortunate Souls? That's what we're nominated right now.
I really like that song. I think that it's a fantastic song. It is a great villain song. I'm sorry, Rachel, but I'm gonna say yes.
Thank you, Vanessa.
I would have saved you for last, Rachel, but it looks like Pat is still on the phone. What are your thoughts on Poor Unfortunate Souls?
Okay, so a few points.
Go for it.
Ursula is not a villain. She is a businesswoman that has been cast out of society, that is doing everything she can. The song is literally why she's not a villain. She uses her magic to help people. And when they sign the contract, when you as an adult, when you are presented with a contract for no matter what, you either read it all the way through or you sign it and risk the consequences of not knowing what the fuck is on it. These people went into these contracts with her knowing exactly what was going to happen if they didn't fulfill. They signed it anyway, and she's just abiding, but she's a law-abiding citizen.
No, just because she's abiding by the contract just because the people that signed the contracts are stupid doesn't make her a bad person. I mean, she's a bad person for writing up the contracts.
No, she's not. They didn't have to sign it. No. So you're saying that if I offered to kill people who or to steal somebody's car to help them out of a bind, like the fact that I'm offering that makes me bad versus
if you offered to commit a crime, if you offered to kill somebody, that makes you a bad person.
Fine. Yep. Bad example.
No, not a bad example.
No, because
that's exactly the example. She's offering to do something terrible. She's offering to do something.
No, she's offering to help people out, and if they don't
help,
if help. This one's wanting to be thinner. That one wants to get the girl. Do I help them? Yes, I do. She helps people find love, and the fact that they can't repay her at the end of it, that's not her fault. They know exactly what they're getting into when they sign those contracts. No, this is bull. My girl is being notified for something. It's not her own fault. These people are stupid. These people are desperate. It's not like she goes after them. She stays in her cave and people come.
No, she went after Ariel. She was going for that voice for the whole movie. Come on.
Yeah.
Whatever. She still said no. She's still signed a binding contract. She is legally, I don't know what the age of consent is as a half fish person.
No.
She is not a villain. And Evan, you are completely wrong. This song is amazing. It's so sultry and she's just so great in it. This is not a villain song. What did Jacob say now?
She's 16. That's an invalid contract.
That depends on what state you're in. Thank you very much. So Rachel, she's the genie who will give. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah. I think I
disagree. Come on, people.
No.
Pat?
Not a villain.
Hi.
I think
where are we standing right now? Okay. I just came back into this chaos.
James is a no. James is a no. Evan's a no.
No. I voted this.
James is a yes. Evan's a no. Rachel's a no. You're a yes. I'm a yes. What are you?
Rachel's a no.
All right, so absolute yes. I mean, this is clearly one of the all-time great Disney musical numbers.
It is a great Disney musical
and
number.
She's a villain.
Rachel, she is a complete villain.
She's a villain.
No.
She is 100%. You can look. You
No.
have your perspective, and that's fine. She's 100%
It's
the
an
villain.
interesting
She
perspective.
tries to steal her voice. She's
If
the
she's
villain.
not a villain, then why
Wait,
is she
hold on,
growing
hold
to
on.
500 times size trying to kill
Guys,
Ariel?
Ariel called her
I think-
daddy like a spoiled rich girl to come
Oh, guys.
bail her out of something that she entered into.
I think she's more of a villain when she becomes Vanessa and tries to stop Ariel from fulfilling the contract.
Yeah, but you know what? Ariel was supposed to win over Eric on her own, but she got Sebastian and Scuttle to help her. So how is that not breaking a contract?
Guys, all of this is literally irrelevant because
he's about to kill it.
No, I don't have the kill.
But he doesn't have a kill.
Because no, I'm just saying because if this went through, Remember Me would have been on the list.
Oh yeah, because he has the save because from Hamilton. All right, yeah, but I will go. But also, we're judging it by the soundtrack. We're not judging it by the film itself. So, "Poor Unfortunate Souls" as a song, you even said was great. So, I mean, it's still a phenomenal song. So,
But she's not a villain.
yeah,
She's
yeah,
100% a villain.
She's not a villain.
Oh,
You
that's
guys
a
are all
good
wrong.
that's a good Twitter poll. That's a good Twitter poll, Facebook poll idea. All right,
That's
guys.
gonna be 90%.
Yes.
Well, then 90% of people are wrong.
And vote.
Exactly, Jacob. Thank you.
It's all cool.
No.
Okay. All right. So, guys, our final 10 are Poor Unfortunate Souls, Oogie Boogie, Heaven's Light. Oh, did Oogie die? Oogie
Yes.
died.
Oogie died.
I don't know what that's in the thing. It's Poor Unfortunate Souls, Heaven's Light, Hellfire, Feed Me, You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, In the Dark of the Night, Magic Dance, Gaston, Friends on the Other Side. Yeah, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4,
That's 10.
5, 6, 7, 8.
You're missing 2.
Be Prepared and Believes Us are right there. All right, so there's 9 and 10. All right, guys. So we're gonna rank these now. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a piece of paper or something and write down what each thing is. All right. So we're gonna decide what number 10 is. Does that make sense for you guys?
Yeah, let me grab my whiteboard real quick. Hang on one second.
It is all good.
Did you put the songs in the chat? I have my list covering our chat.
Yepers, I got you. Boom, 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 boom.
These crimes between us grow deeper.
Can't believe how wrong you guys are. Vilifying a businesswoman.
It's all good. It is all good. 1 second, guys. We're just figuring this out really quickly.
I will say this for all of you guys like listening, just so you know, Ursula was actually the older sister of Triton and was supposed to take over Atlantis, but Triton threw a hissy fit and threw her out, claiming that she was a witch, which she was because it was gifted to her at birth, like very like Sleeping Beauty-esque, like it was a gift from the gods of the ocean. To give her these powers, and then Triton cast her out because he wanted to be king, vilified her, basically like did a smear campaign on her. So now she's like hiding out in the middle of nowhere, and people come to her for, help. And that's why. I am not muttering. I am educating Dan.
It's the miseducation of.
Y'all just don't know the whole story.
And
All right, I can't find my whiteboard, so I'm going with paper.
All
I'm using
right.
my phone.
Or at least I can't find my.
Wait, are we like writing this down? Is that what's happening now?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna write it down.
All right.
So we
Yo,
remember.
you good?
Yep.
No time to.
All right, guys. I'm gonna give you a 5 count. I'm gonna start with Evan. You're gonna give us your number 10 that you said. Okay.
All right, you ready?
In 3, 2, 1. Evan, what's your number 10?
Magic of the Night. I'm actually not a big Bowie guy. I
right.
think I don't want to get.
You
too
mean
much
Magic
Dance?
Magic Dance?
Magic Dance. Oh wow, I was looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, Magic Dance. I don't know what I'm looking at.
I was like
Oh, I'm
super confused.
shit happens.
It is what it is. Pat.
Sorry, give me a second because I'm
It's all
trying
cool.
to figure out what I want to put on there. You have Be Prepared twice. Is that supposed to be that way?
Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No. Who went second?
Something's missing. Anyway, I'm gonna go Grinch, and I'm just gonna put that there.
Yeah, Grinch for me as well. Rachel?
Obviously, the one that I do not think belongs on this list is Poor Unfortunate Souls.
All right. And Vanessa?
I have Hellfire as number 10.
All right, so Grinch is number 10. Grinch is number 10.
What did James vote for?
I didn't vote.
Oh. James, what did you vote for?
Can you give me the list again? I have 6 of them.
It's in the private chat.
Oh, let me look real fast.
Maxwell knows what's up.
I'm going Magic Dance.
All right. So Magic Dance has two things, and then
So does Grinch.
Okay. So guys in the chat, vote for Magic Dance or
Rachel
Grinch.
and Vanessa vote first.
Oh yeah.
I already voted.
No, between the two.
Oh yeah. What do you guys vote for? Magic Dance or Grinch?
For 10?
Yeah.
Oh,
Grinch.
Grinch.
All right. Grinch is number 10, y'all. All right. So we're gonna go to number 9 now.
The chat doesn't do it? You guys get to change your vote?
Yeah, makes more sense for the panel to decide.
That's bull. The people should decide.
Me.
I agree. I think the people should decide.
Yeah.
We already picked our top 10. Or my 10.
All right, guys. Go into the chat. What do you guys? This section of the show is always such a mess. Okay, guys, go into the chat. Yeah. What do you guys think is gonna be number 10? Grinch or Magic Dance? All right. As we wait for it.
I'm willing to wait for it.
All right.
I'm willing to wait for it. Ooh,
Grinch. And see, that's
yeah.
I think the panel needs to be the one that decides.
Yeah.
Once the tie is there, it should be between who didn't vote for it to decide.
Yeah, because this gets a little bit messy.
I mean, it's even.
Yeah.
And now it's one way,
again.
and then it's going to go back, and then.
Oh, I
It's-
vote.
it's even again.
It's Grinch.
There it is.
It's
That's the
Grinch. Yeah,
tiebreaker.
that's
Yeah.
the tiebreaker.
It's Grinch.
took it.
Okay, Grinch.
Barely.
All right, guys. For your next one, go for it.
Same one as I had before since you went to me first last time. Magic Dance.
All right, I actually do have Magic Dance as number 9. Rachel,
Poor Unfortunate Souls.
Poor. Okay. Vanessa.
I'm gonna say Hellfire because Grinch was number 9 for me.
All right, Pat.
I also have Hellfire.
Hellfire. Evan. You did, and James.
I'll go with Hellfire. That's fine.
I don't think that you guys, as men, understand just how creepy Hellfire is.
Oh,
Yo,
it is.
that's
It is
nothing to
super
do with
good.
being a man.
Like,
What the hell?
All right.
No, I think that's why I think is what makes it so good is like just how fucking like crazy that bastard is. And we get into it, and then suddenly soundtrack sets premiere soon.
Guys,
But like,
we literally have 10 songs that we all voted on. It has nothing to. It's just ranking at this point. It already made the list.
Yeah. So I just lost count. Is how many did Hellfire have?
Hellfire
goes through.
Okay.
Hellfire was 3.
Hellfire is 3. Okay, cool. All right, guys. We're gonna go to the next one. So, I can't believe Hellfire just died. All right.
I know.
I'm still going to Magic Dance. Evan.
Magic Dance still.
All right, Pat.
Yeah. Well, we can do Magic Dance.
All right, Rachel.
My vote doesn't count. It's fine.
All
It's not going to count until Poor Unfortunate Souls goes out. Like, honestly, that needs to go as low as possible.
It's all good. Vanessa.
I had Feed Me.
All right, so Magic Dance is number 8. All right. Okay, we're gonna figure this out now. I think I got it. All right, I'm gonna go with Police Bus. Crazy Dead. Evan.
In the Dock of the Night.
All right, Rachel. Okay. Okay, Vanessa.
Poor Unfortunate Souls.
Okay, James.
I'm with you, Beelzebus.
So please, Final Showdown, and okay, Pat.
Just to make sure we don't get the tie, I'm gonna go with Poor Unfortunate Souls.
Oh,
All right. 7 is Poor Unfortunate Souls. lose.
I won. Now I get to vote. Yay! Thank you.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah,
This
because
was
she's
the
a
worst
badass
list ever.
bitch.
All right, guys. So we're gonna
It's
go
the
to.
worst list, James. It's literally the 10.
Yep.
I know, and the best ones are at the bottom.
Cool. Also, in the private chat, just note that I forgot to list In the Dark of the Night, so that's also an option. All right. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Bleeze Bus. Evan.
In the Dark of the Night.
Okay, of course. As soon as I say that, Pat.
In the Dark of the Night.
I shouldn't have said anything. Rachel.
Friends from the other side.
Okay. Vanessa.
Feed me.
All right, James.
Beelzebub.
What did you say?
Beelzebub.
I
So
said
it's-
yours.
Bleeze
Beelzebub.
Bus. Bleeze
So
Bus.
it's Beelzebub and In the Dark of the Night.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So I'm just gonna go to you three. Rachel, what do you choose between those two?
Beelzebub.
All right, Vanessa. Bleeze Bus. Okay, so Bleeze Bus gets is the next one on the slaughter. All right, 6 is Bleeze Bus. All right, so we're gonna go to the next thing, and I vote for Friends from the Other Side. All right, Evan.
In the Dark of the Night still.
Okay, Pat.
In the Dark of the Night still.
Rachel.
Friends from the Other Side.
Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Vanessa
Feed me.
and James.
In the Dark of the Night.
All right, Dark of
That
the
hurts my
Night.
heart, guys.
It made it too
It does
far.
bring-
Yeah, no, it's great.
should-
It's great.
Okay, yeah, okay. At least it's top 5.
It's fine. It's top 5. It's fine.
That's true.
All right, cool. I don't know why it's not letting me send that. There we go. Okay, send it twice. Okay, cool. Next one, guys. This is great. This is great. This is great. I'm gonna say Gaston though. Gaston would be next for me. PJ,
Yeah, Gaston.
Evan.
We're gonna go. Ooh, it's not one of those two.
Do it.
Friends from the
Do
Other
it,
Side.
Evan.
Friends from the Other Side. Okay, Rachel.
Friends from the Other Side.
All right, Vanessa.
Feed me.
All right, James.
Feed me.
Oh, wait. Feed Me still up there. No. I'm changing to Feed Me.
Okay, Feed Me is 1,
I'm
2.
okay with that.
Okay, it's between Feed Me and Friends from the Other.
That's 4 votes for
No,
Feed
that's-
Me.
Yeah,
That's-
feed
Oh,
me
that's,
wins.
that's yeah, feed me, feed me. Okay, cool. You got it. This is a mess. Cool. Feed me, yo. Okay, cool. I don't know why I said that. I don't know why I said that. It's great. I'm actually gonna go to Friends from the Other Side. Okay, Evan,
Friends from the Other Side.
PJ.
Friends from the Other Side is perfectly where it needs to be.
I think we all know what the top 3 are, guys.
All right, Friends from the Other Side is what's your vote, Rachel?
Friends from the Other Side.
All right, so Friends from the Other Side automatically gets that number spot. All right, so we're gonna go to the next one. Okay, so
Well, can we put in the chat what's next? Because this is okay. I can't.
It's in the private chat. That was our number 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can we update it?
Evan?
Sorry, guys.
Look at it.
Literally, it's
Look
right
at
It's
it.
there.
literally in the
Look at
private
Write it
chat.
down.
I've been doing it the entire
there's two left.
time.
Got it.
Yeah.
No, we're good. Okay.
Okay, it's between Grinch and Be
Not
Prepared.
Grinch.
I'm not
Grinch.
Grinch. Not Grinch.
Gaston.
Gaston.
It should be, but it's not.
It's between Gaston and Be Prepared. So, guys, we're going to vote for our number 1. All right. Is it gonna be Gaston or Be Prepared? All right.
Prepared.
All right. Be Prepared is your number 1,
Be
Vanessa.
prepared.
Be Prepared is Rachel's. James.
Be prepared.
All right. I have Be Prepared. So that yeah. Pat.
Be prepared.
Evan.
No one drinks like Gaston. No
Of
one.
course.
Of course.
Was. All
always
right, guys. So our number 1 pick is, drum roll, please, even though it's not that big of a surprise. And it's Be Prepared. Be Prepared is our number 1. And number 2. And number
And
2.
not just because the den is heavily represented. What?
Yeah. So, guys, just to reiterate, number 1 is Be Prepared. Number 2 is Gaston. Number 3 is Friends from the Other Side. 4 is Feed Me. 5 is Dark of the Night. 6 is Bleezebus. 7 is Poor Unfortunate Souls. 8 is Magic Dance. 9 is Hellfire. And 10 is The Grinch. All right. So that is our list of the top 10. Now I'm gonna go around to each and every one of you about what your thoughts are on this top 10 and the order of this top 10 and what your top 10 was, starting with Evan. Evan, what
So
was your top 10?
I just want to make it clear that my list was really last minute. I didn't have the chance to actually sit down and think about this.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of these choices deserve to be talked about. So we had off the Black Panther album. We had Hellfire, Gaston. Chris said we could put this in. I never got the chance to talk about it. I think Room Where It Happened is one of the craziest descents to madness we're gonna see in musical theater. Your Mean One was actually on my list as well. I think Heathens, the 21 Pilot song, is a dope villain song. Well, obviously, I don't think it would have gotten voted in, but anything made by 21 Pilots, I will eat up, and Heathens is just fucking cool. I had Be Prepared as well. Remember Me from Coco. I think it's a really cool twist how we see, oh, wait, no, this is a song made by someone who's awful. They stole the song, and because it was Ernesto's theme throughout the movie, until we see that it really wasn't. I think it's a really cool twist on like
That's
what
a creative pick.
song to be.
Yeah.
Busted, the Phoenix and Ferb track. Start a Fire, La La Land. Those were the 10.
Evan, I will just say that your list is one of the weirdest I've ever heard.
It's
It's very, very unique, bud. And thank you for giving us the monkey wrench that we so really desired. PJ.
I mean, I'm actually happy because a few of my songs actually got on here that I had already had. Obviously, we had talked about like Mother Knows Best didn't make it, but like I had that on there. Beelzebub obviously was one of mine. I Can Change from South Park was the one that I didn't get to even bring up. That was the villain song for me.
That is not as good. No.
It's the
It's a
only
better
literal
villain
song.
No.
Blame Canada
Sheila
is not a villain
Broflovsky is
song.
definitely a villain in that movie.
But we're not going over that. The only one, I'm actually shocked that Rocky Horror didn't end up on here. I think the top 10 is actually very good. I think it's very emblematic of the things we were talking about. I am still sad that Music of the Night didn't make it on. I really wanted Phantom, and I think that it's a major oversight that wasn't there, but that's just me.
Again, that'll probably come up when we do Broadway songs.
Yeah.
So yeah, just keep that in your pocket. Still, Pat, it's still a phenomenal tune. James, what are your thoughts on the countdown? And what was your top 10?
Yeah, it was a really fun time. I think having Grinch at number 10 is a travesty. I think that's ridiculous. Everybody knows that song. Everybody sings that song every year. It's such an iconic piece of music, and it's sitting at number 10 when other things above it are just very niche. And I think it's absolutely insanity. But some of the things I definitely had, Be Prepared was my number 1. Grinch was number 2. I had Poor Unfortunate Souls at number 3, Gaston at 4. Number 5, I had Scrooge from the Muppet Christmas Carol. I didn't get a chance to bring that up, but that's one of my all-time favorite Muppet songs. And I'm sad that we didn't get a chance to bring that up right now. But that's one of my favorite ones. I had Friends from the Other Side and Mother Knows Best. I also had Pretty Women from Sweeney Todd. I think that's a fantastic song. But didn't get a really opportunity to bring that one up. And then also, besides Blame Canada, I thought of I Want It Now from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, that's
and
good.
Also Freeze Ray from Dr. Horrible Sing Along Blog. I wanted to bring up all of these things, but we didn't have the opportunity. But no, there's so many great villain songs, and it was a blast to be able to talk about them with all of you guys.
Yeah. Vanessa.
So my top 10. Okay, so at number 1, I had Prince Ali. I think that Prince Ali Reprise, because I think that he makes such a good song out of that. Number 2 is Be Prepared. My 3rd was Gaston. Number 4 was In the Dark of the Night. I had Friends on the Other Side at 5. Number 6 was Mean Green Mother from Outer Space. I really like that song. Number 7 is Oogie Boogie song. Number 8, I had Come Little Children from Hocus Pocus, because that song is, she's luring these kids to their death.
And
And then I had Prima Donna from Phantom of the Opera at number 9, because I think that one is more of a villain song than Music of the Night. And then at number 10, I'll Be Your Dentist.
Dentist from
from Little Shop. Yep.
Little Shop. There's a lot of little shop that wound up on the cutting room floor. Rachel, what do you go for?
My top 10 was Be Prepared, then In the Dark of the Night, Radigan, Mother Knows Best, Beelzebub, I Want It Now, I had on my list, Magic Dance. One that I really wanted to talk about was Everything is Awesome from the Lego movie.
It's not a villain song.
Yes, it is. It is put out as like the theme by Big Business.
Poor Unfortunate Souls is not a villain song, but Everything is Awesome is.
No. Look. If there's a case for Everything is Awesome to be a villain song, then everything I have said today is in the clear. That's all I have to say.
Absolutely not, because mine actually was in the movie, like
That's the thing.
because of like as a main theme song. Like every time you heard that, you thought it was great until you found out like who the villain really was. And it was like Big Business, which was amazing. I loved that twist. I Can Change by South Park, Hellfire by Hunchback. I did have Freeze Ray, Mad Madam Mim, and
that's what I wanted to bring up
I
too.
love that. Madam Mim is one of my favorite villainesses of all time. She's just insane and like crazy. She also has amazing purple hair. Every Little Piece from Pete's Dragon, because that is creepy. And yes, Jill, I will bring it up because it was on my my honorable mentions, was Toxic Love from
Ferngully.
That, I mean, Tim Curry, how do you not?
Yeah.
And Big and Loud from Cats Don't Dance.
110%. Great lists from everybody around. My number one was Faust. My number two was actually Supper Time, because I feel like that scene in the actual film with the death of Mushnik is the turning point for Seymour, and the fact that it's kind of the darker version of Feed Me, because he basically feeds his father figure to the plant, and especially in the play, that's the turning point of the entire thing, because after that you get the finale, which is a sad finale for the director's cut, and the actual play itself is Supper Time. At number three was actually Savages, and at number four was Mine, Mine, Mine from Radcliffe. I decided not to nominate another Pocahontas song because I felt like that would have caused a little bit too much more controversy. But I love Mine, Mine, Mine and Radcliffe's character. He's phenomenal. I love the late David Ogden Stiers as a voice. He sings really well. Then after that, I have Hellfire, Mean Green Mother, Dark of the Night, Radigan. The Mob Song, I think, is a better villain song in Beauty and the Beast than Gaston, even though Gaston is phenomenal.
100%.
Poor Unfortunate Souls was number 8. Magic Dance was 9, and then and Magic Dance was 10, and Poor Unfortunate Souls was 9. And then my runner-up was Friends from the Other Side. So it was the list really kind of, for the majority of it, represented a lot of our picks for the most part, even though a lot of stuff did get on the cutting room floor, and that's not really that common for list shows like this when it gets really political, like the last Suddenly Soundtracks we did, which was completely chaotic. All right, guys, that is it for Suddenly Soundtracks top 10 villain songs in film. I'm going to go around the table. Rachel,
Really
we're going
quick,
to
Chris.
go for it. Evan,
We got 3 Streamlabs coming in the last 15 minutes.
Yay.
$10 coming from Ferris. This is for Evan, Pat, Joaquin, Campbell, and lastly Chris. Thank you for all you do, man. I can see why PJ speaks highly of you. P.S. Done for life. I guess speaking to the bottom 3 of you guys on there. Fucking wild how that happened. And then 6 minutes ago, another $5 from Ferris. This is for Busted. Evan, I got you, man. Sweet one. I know. I thought Busted actually had a shot. That's why I said it first. And then the last one, Michael K donated $30, saying, I gotta say, this is one of the most fascinating discussions about villain songs I've seen on YouTube.
I fucking love you guys.
On what should or shouldn't be included on the list. Thank you, Mike. You know how much I appreciate it. And yeah, I actually found it really interesting because, like,
I will. Yes,
yeah.
we will try to get Jillian on any one of the Suddenly Soundtracks if she wants on. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah. But again, thank you so much, Ferris. Thank you so much, Mike. I really, really appreciate it. I love being able to like read your guys out like specifically because it feels better, feels good.
I also find it funny that there's 3 members of the Den on, and a thing from the Lion King got number 1. So get it.
I don't
think not.
I don't believe in coincidence.
So anyway, James, where can the good people find you online?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Gator24, G4TOR24, and competing in the Schmodown with the Den. So I'm excited about this new trade and looking for big things coming in the future.
Cool. Vanessa, where can the good people find you online?
They can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, all the late to the party talking about things. We are going to be talking about me coming on to the den tomorrow. So that should be fun. I'm excited to be part of the den. Thanks for, welcoming me into the den. And then you can also find me doing weird things with my camera.
Yeah, it was great. It was avant-garde as hell. Rachel, where can the good people find you online?
Well, apparently I have made a small home for myself here at the PJ Campbell Network. So keep an eye out for when I get to appear on here. Miss
Max.
you. Love you,
Thanks,
Max.
Max.
Love you, Max.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram. Right. Well, it was right here. RM Silvestrini. And then I have shows on Thursday nights for Movies, Music, and Mayhem. Tomorrow night, my guest is Mark Riley. I'm really excited about this. It's going to be at 7:30 p.m. PDT. So tune in. You get first 10 $5 Streamlabs that are asked are guaranteed to be asked or talked about live. It's going to be an amazing talk. We're going to be talking heavily about music soundtracks and just music in general and how it affects our lives. And it's going to be so much fun. Grab a bottle of wine and come join us.
Music is a way of life, and soundtracks are a way of life. All right, now we're going to get into your favorite part of the show, guys, the thumbnails and the plugs. Evan, where can the good people find you online?
Am I doing the thumbnails too?
No, I just do famous last words.
All right, yeah. If anything, Rachel and I just did famous last words for the first time yesterday. It was a really good time. You guys can also catch Vanessa and Robert's episode, which I premiered like 3 weeks ago at this point, and then PJ's was the first ever one. And yeah, they're really fun. I think PJ, Vanessa, and Rachel can all test this. It's pretty relaxed. We just kind of talk about whatever. It was really good time. And then also, I also want to note today, I think was like our second highest donated show yet outside of Young Guns with Mark Ellis.
Young Guns 2 will always be the most expensive show we've ever done.
But it was $81 donated total. I want to thank you guys so much. That's pretty.
Thank you guys.
Incredible.
That's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you guys. You're the fucking best.
You're great.
Find me not here because I guess the tag is no longer there. At Evan DeGraff Live on Twitter. I put out a poll for Start of Fire. I'm curious if you guys think it's a villain song.
Okay.
And yeah.
I commend your choices because you really put a monkey wrench into this. You lived up to your name, Evan. Okay, Pat, where can the good people find you online? Is there anything you would like to plug? I know that in the overlays, I don't have many thumbnails because I had to put the overlays of everything else in, or I would have ran out of room.
I know. It's fine. I'm also... We're supposed to do something rotten tomorrow, but I'm having the fucking hardest time actually getting everybody to do it. So we're figuring out the scheduling on it still. I'm sorry, you guys. It just keeps getting pushed. There's lots going on. But you can find me here pretty much every night hanging out with these lovely people talking movies and bullshit and having a good time. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at PJ_Campbell. I love all of you so much. And please be here on Friday for our Looper watch along as Ryan Johnson month continues, because that has been a ton of fun. And you guys have been freaking amazing every time we have done it. So I look forward to seeing you guys there. It's just been the best.
Excuse me, but Evan needs to stop blaspheming Tim Tebow in the chat. Yes. Tim Tebow does not suck. Tim Tebow is amazing. He was fantastic. I've met him in person. He's a good dude. Yes, thank you. Suck it, FSU.
Yep. I accidentally go for it, Rachel.
And one more thing real quick. And I completely forgot. Friday is the last taped Schmodown match. It is the Den related. It is me and Ben Goddard in the Pride taking on the Real Rejects. So if you're not a patron, make sure and set that alarm and watch the show or watch the match, like, comment, share. Let's get everybody involved. It's going to be a crazy second half of the season, guys.
110%. And I'm going to go with my plugs, which is simple. Make sure to check out next week's episode of Suddenly Soundtracks, which is going to be with Robert Meyer Burnett and Kristen Smith. We are doing Singing in the Rain. It's a phenomenal episode. Nice. It is phenomenal. Rob really loves the musical. Kristen really loves the musical, and it's a really, really good conversation about just music and film and how it affects your interpretation of it. Because you might love a movie and you might love a musical, but sometimes some songs may not register off kilter as it usually does when you're just listening to the soundtrack.
Who the F disliked our video on YouTube, you guys? Come on.
Well, that would be
my bad. Sorry.
That would be Satan. All right, guys.
No,
Also,
his song was nominated. He should be liking it.
It was Radcliffe because you all didn't like his song. All right, guys. So what we're gonna do? So guys, from myself, from PJ, from Evan, from Rachel, from Vanessa, and from James, we want to say to you: don't you ever stop rocking. Keep rocking, and don't take any shit from anybody. I'm gonna try that as my new thing. I think that's a good.